Cannon so far, 16 pitches thrown. Facing the first set of batters for LSU, was able to get 2 hits. Unable to get on the scoreboard. First delivery to Thompson, outside corner called strike, and it's 0-1. Jordan Thompson last night 1 for 2 at the plate with a run scored. Did get aboard on 2 walks. The 0-1. Looking for that corner again. This time Cannon just misses with the heater. It's 1-1.
LSU, Georgia, 2 similar teams in both record and statistics, other than one big thing in pitching. Georgia's actually ranked 13th in the league in pitching. LSU's 4th.
This delivery pops the mitt, but apparently missed either inside or at the letters. It's 2-1.
Yeah, miles per hour didn't register on that one, Chris. That one sounded fast, but and then batting, both of them are in the top 5. LSU's 4th in the league in team batting, and Georgia's 5th.
2-1. Smack ground ball. The shift is on. Going to be handled by Acton, left of second base. He'll throw to first to Rogers in time, and Thompson retired on the 4-3 putout. That'll bring up Braden Jobert. Jobert batting for the first time today. The designated hitter for the Tigers, 1 for 4 last night. Again, the wind at the moment not near as stiff as it was last night, but still here, at times blowing straight out to Tiger Stadium across the way. Jobert no stranger to the long ball. 12 home runs on the season. First pitch to the left-hander, a strike at the hands. Catches the inside corner, and it's 0-1.
Yeah, those 12 homers put him 2nd on the team behind Berry at 13. That last pitch by Cannon was to cutter, 91 miles an hour, and he likes to throw the cutter and get that in on the hands to lefties. There was a slider.
This one just missed inside to Jobert. 1-1.
That's a scouting report, though. Likes to throw that hard cutter into left-handers and get it in on them hands, try to jam them.
With 1 out, the 1-1. This one's going to catch maybe the arm of Jobert. So a hit batter puts Braden down at first base with 1 out.
At the plate for the Tigers, pitcher number 26, Tyler McManus.
So we'll see Tyler McManus come to the plate. Just the 4th hit batter for Cannon on the year. But again, the Tigers happy to get a base runner in any way they can, down 3-0.
Just the 4th by Cannon. How about for LSU? That's the 81st hit by pitch this year.
First pitch to McManus, ground ball to third. Eats Harbor up. Had to back up a step. Caught it on the heel of the glove. Couldn't come up with it. Went into shallow left field. McAllister went and picked it up. And a heads-up base running play around second and into third without a throw, as McAllister could not handle the baseball after picking it up in shallow left field. McManus safe. Jobert into third. Runners now second and third for LSU with 1 out.
Yeah, that's the difference right there of being aggressive and not reckless. With 1 out, you want to try to get to third base with less than 2 outs, but you don't want to make the first out at third, much like in the first inning when Pearson kind of made a reckless decision with the ball hit in front of him. That one right there by Jobert, ball's out in front of him. He doesn't need the third base coach. He sees what's going on, puts the pressure on the shortstop, McAllister, and I don't know that he would have gotten him anyway if McAllister fielded it cleanly.
That'll bring Josh Stevenson to the plate. First delivery, a strike to make it 0-1 off speed there from Cannon. Stevenson last night in the 9 spot. The only Tiger without a base hit, but he had a sac fly RBI. And he's been big in these spots as a true freshman. We've talked about it all season, especially since taking over as the everyday left fielder. This fastball, maybe the cutter again to the left-hander, kind of brushes him off the plate.
And Stevenson looks the part as well at 6'1", 195 pounds. I know you can say this probably about a lot of freshmen, but I feel this is a kid who's just going to continue to get better, and the sky's the limit for him.
Fouls it off the bat and the leg. Rolls out in front of the mound. 1-2 now the count to Stevenson.
Very high ceiling. I love his approach. I love, he's got real competitiveness about him. I feel like he stays in there. This is a big opportunity. Again, Georgia playing back in the middle right now, going to concede a run. So just got to choke up against one of the better pitchers in the SEC and try to play a little pepper with the infield.
1 ball, 2 strikes. The pitch from Cannon. Hit in the air towards the alley, right center field. This ball is deep. This ball's headed back. This ball is gone. Home run for Josh Stevenson. 3-run blast, and with 1 swing of the bat, it's a tie game, 3-3. Stevenson with his first home run as an LSU Fighting Tiger.
Well, no better time to hit your first one than down by 3 against a team you're tied with in the SEC, and Georgia ball up in the zone, and Stevenson showing you that potential.
A solo shot, his 4th homer of the year, and the Tigers have their first lead of the day.
Amazing. This place is electric right now. How about Josh Pearson? I guess he heard me talking about the mistake in the first and said, you know what, I'm going to make up for that and just deposit one. That ball was hit a long way as well. That ball was hit so high, there was no chance it couldn't get out of the ballpark.
Now Dylan Cruz will stand in. Cannon delivers a fastball at 96, misses inside. It's 1-0. Cruz aboard on a fielder's choice back in the first inning. You think his competitive juices aren't flowing right now? The 1-0 takes a big cut but comes up empty, and it's 1-1, chasing the fastball from Cannon.
Not that this crowd needed any excuse or reason to get excited, but that just got everybody buzzing a little bit.
Another fastball that misses low and inside. There's Cannon obviously trying to keep it in on Cruz. That'll make it 2 balls, 1 strike. Two-one, skips in front of the plate. Now 3 balls, 1 strike to Cruz. Pitch. Big swing, fouls it off the plate. Fills the count now to Cruz, 3-2.
Yeah, 3-1. Cruz looking to repeat what Stevenson and Pearson just did. Just a little out in front of it.
Add to the story of the great freshman play of Stevenson and Pearson. You look at the number of sophomores on this LSU team. First the 3-2, again fouled off by Cruz. And that's really the core of this team. If you're Jay Johnson and an LSU Tiger baseball fan, to look at the sophomore class you expect to return for next season, and then Stevenson and Pearson alone going into their sophomore year, you're starting to feel pretty excited about the future of this program. The 3-2 misses outside. Cannon gives up the walk. So after Thompson grounded out to start the bottom of the 2nd inning, Joe Bear was hit by a pitch. McManus would single to 3rd base. A fielding error allowed the runners to advance to 2nd and 3rd. Pearson then would homer to right. Stevenson, would homer. Then Pearson with the solo shot, and now Cruz with the walk. And no surprise, a little time taken by Gonzalez now to go check on Cannon. He was giving up 4 runs on 5 hits. We haven't finished 2 innings.
Cannon up to 36 pitches on the afternoon.
So now we'll see Jacob Berry stand in. As Buzzy mentioned, he's got 13 home runs, leads the Tigers. Again, all 13 this season coming from the left side of the plate, where he will bat here with a right-hander Cannon. The pitch, outside, ball 1.
Velocity still good for Cannon, 95 mile an hour. Fastball just missed. Shouldn't say just missed, but it was off the outside corner. Cruz is 2 of 4 in stolen bases this year, down at first base.
1-0. Swing and a miss. Again, that cutter inside to the left-hander. Couldn't find it with the bat. 1-1. Dogs had a 2-0 lead after 1 inning. Added 1 more in the top of the second. LSU now leading 4-3. This one by Berry, launched into the air, right center field. Anderson going back. He will stop shy of the track. He will have it for out number 2. Cruz will head back to first base. A long fly ball out off the bat of Jacob Berry. We'll see Cade Doty bat for the second time. He got a board on a single back in the first inning.
Yeah, and that pitch there was about maybe a centimeter away from it being the 3rd home run of the afternoon for LSU. That ball just got in on Berry's hands, and he still drove it out to a deep part of the field in center field.
Doty, the wide stance from the right side. First pitch in the dirt. Gets away from Gonzalez. He'll chase it up the first base line. Cruz saw it immediately, read the trajectory, and was on his way to second. He'll stand there. Tigers with another run in scoring position, possibly with 2 outs.
Yeah, you said it best. That he took that bag. He was going to be safe even if that ball would have only bounced a foot away from Gonzalez, as Cruz read that immediately off the hands of Cannon, that down angle into the dirt. And that's what you got to do. And as a base runner, you got to anticipate, ball down, and then you got to react to what you see.
The 1-0 off speed in for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike now to Doty. We mentioned Bryce Collins earlier in the first inning, warming for the Tigers. Now Jacob Hasty up and throwing. Coach Jay Johnson, he's had a real emergence of late. The 1-1 swung on and fouled out of play by Doty behind the plate.
Yeah,
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Hasty, a guy who's, as you said, has really stepped up and gave another piece to that puzzle of good bullpen pitchers for LSU with Cooper and Gervais. The way Collins has thrown the ball.
The 1-2 outside in the dirt. Nice job by Gonzalez sliding over to keep it in front of him. It evens the count 2-2. Hasty again to add another left-hander.
Yes.
To what we already know in Riley Cooper, who's been phenomenal, maybe the most underrated pitcher on this staff, although that's quickly going away. But Hasty, another dimension. Here's a ground ball to third. Backpedaling is Harbor. He'll have it. The throw across to first in time with a nice stretch behind the bag by Rogers. Ends it for LSU. But the Tigers come alive. 4 runs, 3 hits. They leave 1 man on. A couple of home runs, and the Tigers up 4-3 over the Dogs. Georgia comes to the plate in the top of the 3rd. This is Fighting Tiger baseball.
The Fighting Tigers play here on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
LSU takes the lead there in the bottom of the second inning. A couple of home runs, a 3-run blast by freshman Stevenson, solo shot to follow by freshman Pearson. The Tigers now lead 4-3, and Coach Jay Johnson making that call to the bullpen as Jacob Hasty, the left-hander, will come in, take over for Blake Money, who had the start. Hasty, his last 3 outings have been impressive. They'll hope to continue that here against a very good Georgia offensive team.
Hasty making his 5th appearance of the year. He has a 1.12 ERA in 8 innings pitched, giving up 1 run, 3 walks, 9 strikeouts. Opponents are hitting .042 against the left-hander. Well, that was a fun inning, half inning, there in the bottom of the second.
Tigers getting production from their freshman outfielders, Josh Stevenson, Josh Pearson, Josh Square. Tigers 4 runs on 5 hits. Bulldogs 3 runs on 4 hits, 1 error. And again, that was a pretty big error. Allowed the Tigers to go from runners possibly first and second to second and third. Again, Pearson, or rather Stevenson, wouldn't have mattered as he went yard, but still. Now it's up to Jacob Hasty. Again, the temperature warming up here as Skip Bertman Field completely basking in the sunshine. Temperature now 86 degrees here at the box. Ben Anderson atop the order will lead things off for the Bulldogs. Got a board on a walk, came in on the 2-run home run by Acton back in the first. It's Hasty's first delivery, a breaking ball in the dirt, and it's 1-0. Hasty, a very good command of the breaking ball, has a get me over, has a hard curve, also as a left-hander can send it up there around 92, 94 miles an hour. Here's the 1-0. Again, short, skips off the top of the plate. That fastball missing. It's 2-0.
Yeah, Hasty 6'2", 219 pounds, out of Keller, Texas. Went to Liberty Christian High School. And put up a big 4 spot in the bottom of the second for LSU. We talk about this all the time. It's very important for the pitcher to go out very next inning, and we call it hanging a 0, putting a goose egg up there.
2-0. Did he go? I'll say no. They peeled down to Eric Gaucher, and Anderson holds back. Pitch missing. It's now 3 balls, no strikes.
Bryce Collins continuing to play catch in the LSU bullpen. But, you know, no pitcher's trying to walk anybody, let alone the leadoff hitter. But that's a big no-no after your offense gives you 4 runs. See if Hasty can't come all the way back here.
The 3-0. The take is on by Anderson, and there's the pitch for a strike to make it 3-1. Anderson, a very good leadoff hitter. Again, earned the base on balls in the first to get aboard. Been walked 31 times on the season. Hasty, the left-hander, from the stretch. The 3-1. Down the line, left field way in the air, but foul. Finds its way into the seats. Fan able to hold on for a souvenir. Gets a nice hand from the crowd. Still 3-2.
Yeah, Anderson, there's a reason he's at the top of the lineup for Georgia. He's the co-leader in the SEC for triples with 4 of them. Just knows how to get on base. Earlier this year, he had a 31-game on-base streak.
Hasty looks in. Payoff delivery. This one towards the alley, left center field. Stevenson, though, on the run. Stevenson using the speed. He gets to it for out number 1.
A nice job by Hasty, coming all the way back, 3-0. Ball hit pretty well by Anderson. But again, after there's 4 runs in the bottom of the second, you don't want to come right out. That's not going to make Coach Jay Johnson very happy. You come right out and walk the leadoff hitter, especially at the top of the lineup. And Hasty was able to avoid that by coming all the way back. Tip of the hat there.
Corey Acton had the 2-run homer. Just his second of the season. Hasty going to be careful here. Delivers a breaking ball that misses low below the knees, and it's 1 ball, no strikes. Georgia trying to hold on second place behind East leader and overall leader Tennessee. 1-0. Ground ball gets through the 6-hole. Piece of hitting in on the hands and just swiped it on the ground for a 1-out single as Acton. He's 2 for 2 on the day.
Yeah, Chris, what Tennessee's doing right now is, I mean, just incredible. 18-1 in the SEC is, to be 18-1 in anything, but much less the SEC, is a heck of a job.
Connor Tate, big right-handed hitter, stands in with a runner on and 1 out. Hasty delivers. Fouled off the end of the bat, rolls to the backstop, and it's 0-1. I mean, there's, again, great teams throughout the history of SEC baseball. Many of them here in Baton Rouge. But the run that Tennessee is on right now, again, when you talk about the parity that the SEC has built over the last 10, 15, 20 years, and to have that type of domination thus far is impressive. Here's a ground ball towards second base, handled by Thompson. He'll step on the bag and throw to first in time for the twin killing. Thompson gets a hand as he turns 2, and that'll end it for the Dogs. No runs, 1 hit, and nobody left on. Bottom of the 3rd coming up. Tigers up 4-3. They'll send Morgan, Thompson, and Joe Baird to the plate when we continue. This is Fighting Tiger Baseball.
Maya?
The Fighting Tigers play here on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Another good battle on the diamond here in Game 2. LSU leading by a run over Georgia 4-3. LSU comes to the plate. Trey Morgan will lead it off, followed by Thompson and Joe Baird. Jonathan Cannon continues to work, starting his 3rd inning of action. He's given up 5 hits, 4 runs, all 4 earned. 1 walk, no strikeout to this point with 45 pitches thrown. Again, you heard Coach Jay Johnson say to be effective against an arm like this, you've got to be competitive. You've got to be aggressive. So far, the Tigers have been just that, as Morgan takes a swing at the first offering, fouls it back into the screen on a fastball delivery, and it's 0-1.
Well, a key stat, I mean, we talked about the 3 walks. And look, in 52 1/3 innings with 52 strikeouts, that's a strikeout an inning.
This one missing outside, now make it 1-1 to Morgan.
Which is very impressive. Anytime you get to a strikeout an inning, that is, you've got some good stuff. You've got a good fastball, you've got curveball. But it wasn't like it was 60 strikeouts in 52 innings. I mean, it's one strikeout an inning.
Another one fouled back by Morgan. Felt like he just missed on that one. It's 1-2.
Well, so what it tells me, and seeing Cannon for the first, 2 and plus innings here, is they're picking up the baseball well. I mean, it's 95 miles an hour, but it's not unhittable.
This one sent back into the screen again. The cutter into the left-hander, just at the hands. Morgan sends it back. 1 ball, 2 strikes after another Rotolo's foul ball. Infield for Georgia, playing straight up, respecting the hitting ability of Morgan, who again tries to go opposite field with a bouncing ground ball, but it's foul left at third base. He's making Cannon work right out of the gate here in the bottom of the third inning. Still behind in the count, though, is Morgan. Cannon looking for the out pitch, the 1-2. In on the hands, lifted in the air, giving Chase Harbor, the third baseman, foul territory. He's got room, and he'll make the grab. And Morgan loses that battle, 1 away to start the bottom of the third. While we have a moment, let's pause 10 seconds. Station identification. This is Fighting Tiger Baseball on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Your home for LSU Fighting Tiger Baseball, the LSU Sports Radio Network, and streaming on the LSU Sports mobile app.
Happy to have you with us on this Saturday afternoon inside the Caesars Sportsbook broadcast booth, along with Tiger champ Buzzy Heidel. I'm Chris Blair, our producer Alondra Villarreal back in the Capital One studio. 4-3, LSU leading. Jordan Thompson to the plate, batting for the second time, and pitch away. Fastball misses from Cannon. It's 1-0. Thompson grounded out to the second baseman Acton, who is playing left of second base, as he is once again with the defensive shift on. The 1-0 going to be knocked into the air and lands fair down in left field. Thompson wide turn at first. Tate just now coming up with it. He'll have a stand-up double with 1 out here in the bottom of the third inning. So Jordan Thompson, his 11th double of the season. And the Tigers again with a runner in scoring position.
Yeah, another pitch by Cannon, out over the plate, up in the zone, catching a lot of the white right now. And doesn't matter if you're facing amateur hitters and throw the ball 95 miles an hour. If you live up in the zone and catch a lot of the white of the plate, hitters will make you pay for it. And LSU's done that up to this point, with Stevenson driving the ball out of the ballpark, Pearson driving the ball out of the yard.
Braden Jobert takes the first offering, misses outside. Off speed from Cannon, 1-0. Thompson obviously with good wheels. He'll take a lead off second base. Cannon will look back. Now the pitch to Jobert. Strike at the letters. 1-1. And off speed from Cannon. Jobert a little surprised by the strike zone. Take a break. Now we'll dig back in. Braden batting .281. The 1-1 fastball in the air, shallow right field. Out there is Acton, but eventually Blaylock, the right fielder, will make the catch near the foul line. Thompson tagging up, will slide in safely into third. So with 2 outs, the Tigers have another run just 90 feet away.
Now, rule of thumb, get the extra 90 feet if you can, but you don't want to chance it and risk getting the third out because you're already in scoring position. Probably going to take you a base hit anyway to score a run. I realize you could get a pass ball or an error. There's a few different ways to score from third other than second with 2 outs, but Thompson right there knew he was going to be safe and took the chance of taking the extra 90 feet when they give it to you.
McManus had a base hit his first time up in the second inning. Came around to score. Again on the 3-run homer by Stevenson. First pitch a called strike, and it's 0-1. He'll step back in. McManus from Slidell, Louisiana. Pitch to McManus. Line drive. Going to be grabbed by McAllister. On the run to his right. Takes it away. Slapped hard by McManus. But Georgia, with a great defensive play, will end the inning. No runs, one hit, one man left on. We now move to the top of the fourth inning. LSU still leads 4-3. Bulldogs come to the plate when we return. Georgia will send up Collins, Harbor, and Blaylock. 4, 5, and 6. This is Fighting Tiger Baseball.
LSU Fighting Tiger Baseball on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Georgia comes to start the top of the fourth inning. Leading things off will be Corey Collins, a left-handed hitter. Had a base hit back in the first inning as Jacob Hasty still out on the mound in relief for LSU. Leading the Bulldogs 4-3. Hasty looks in. Left-hander comes set and will fire to the plate. Curveball over for a strike, and it's 0-1. Fans, if you want a little fun, then play Sapphire Sevens from the lottery. You can win up to $20,000. Just stop in at any lottery retailer, pick up Sapphire Sevens for your chance to win and get your shine on. Must be at least 21 to purchase. Hasty looks in again. Brings the 0-1 pitch. Another breaking ball. Sent foul back behind the plate. Hasty ahead in the count 0-2. Hasty again, as Buzzy told you, making his third appearance in SEC play. He's pitched 3 2/3, given up just 1 hit, no runs, 1 walk to 5 strikeouts. Again, Jay Johnson telling everyone that Hasty did not have a solid fall, struggled even in the preseason leading up to the start of the season. The 0-2, the curve at the letters, called strike 3. Collins very surprised, but Hasty with the strikeout, his first in relief, brought to you by Super One Foods. Great quality at super low prices. And again, Coach Johnson just talking about just the work that Hasty didn't give up, just kept going, kept working. Jason Kelly and the staff. And when he's got the curveball going, again with a mid-90s, close to mid-90s fastball, he becomes something to reckon with on the mound as a left-hander. Parks Harbor out of Atlanta stands in. Harbor hit into a double play. First delivery, strike to make it 0-1. Fastball at 90 from Hasty. Barry playing behind the third base bag near the line with the right-handed hitter. Expecting Harbor to try and pull. He'll go opposite field. Laces one down the line by a diving Morgan. Sliding is Pearson out in right field. He whips the ball in quickly, holding Harbor to just a single. That's a great piece of hitting there by the Georgia third baseman. Everybody here expecting him to pull the baseball, and he just hammers one down the line. And getting one by Trey Morgan also not very easy.
Yeah, easier said than done up in the booth. But a fastball away in the zone, that's what you do on pitches. The old adage, you hit it where it's pitched. And Harbor did not try to do too much there. Just stayed the other way, and that ball was hit right on the button the other way.
Sixth hit of the day for the Bulldogs. Now we'll see Garrett Blaylock again, a strikeout victim in the second. Breaking ball hung up, and a swing and a pop fly to right field. Waiting for it, the can of corn handled by Pearson. That will send Harbor back to first and record the second out of the inning.
Blaylock a little out in front of that off-speed pitch, as you could hear it off the end of the bat, and probably just needed to hang back tenth of a second more, maybe would have hit that ball maybe into the diamond deck. But nice job. That's what you do as a pitcher. Change up speeds, change up the timing of a hitter.
That'll bring McAllister to the shortstop, who had a double back in the second inning. His ninth double of the season. The runner at first, the pitch low from Hasty, 1-0. These two teams, Buzzy pointed out, very close statistically, and when it comes to stolen bases coming into the series, almost identical. Neither base stealing teams by trade. Hasty will fire, and this one smacked up the middle. Ground ball, base hit into center field. And with two outs now, the Bulldogs have runners first and second. Harbor on into second base. McAllister with his second hit of the day. That's hit number 7 for the Dogs, who last night in the loss 6-2 out hit the Tigers 9-8.
Now batting, first baseman Cheney Rogers.
That's going to bring Jason Kelly out to check on Hasty. Again, Bryce Collins has been tossing and throwing down in the bullpen for a while now. He was up early with Blake Money's early trouble in the top of the first inning. After the Tigers got the lead after 2, LSU elected to go with Jacob Hasty, the left-hander, but Collins, the righty, should be good to go. But I think Kelly out there again just talking with the infield as well as the battery of McManus and Hasty here. Cheney Rogers coming to the plate. He had a single with a run batted in last time in the second inning. So the meeting all done. Coming up, we'll update you on the Caesar Sportsbook scoreboard around the SEC as some games start to get underway. Of course, one of the games we'll keep an eye on throughout the afternoon and into the evening will be that Game 3 Ole Miss and Arkansas, with that series tied 1 game apiece. So runners take their lead first and second with 2 outs. Hasty, the pitch to Rogers, swing and a miss. Got him with a breaking ball, swung over the top. It's 0-1.
A situation where if you're Hasty, you want to make your best pitches, got runners in scoring position. Bottom of the lineup, you know, you got him up with Rogers, and so make your best pitches here, get your team back into the dugout.
Looks back to second. Now Hasty, the 0-1. Breaking ball blocked up by McManus, who chases it quickly. Runners will stay put. 1 ball, 1 strike. This inning brought to you by AccuTip Services. Don't let AC or heater outages keep you on the bench this year. Just text home run to 31996. You can get your Tiger tune-up from AccuTip Services, proud partner of LSU Athletics. Rogers, a .296 hitter, .412 with runners in scoring position this season for the Dogs. Hasty comes set, now the 1-1. Curveball for a strike, and it's 1-2.
I like going back to that pitch if you're Hasty. Maybe even getting it out of the zone, going down in the dirt. You've showed it a couple times to Rogers. He's seen it. Now try to bury that thing, get the strikeout.
2 outs, runners first and second. Hasty, the 1-2. There's the bender, called strike 3. Down on strikes goes Rogers. Hasty with an impressive strikeout to end it for the Dogs. No runs, 2 hits, and again they leave 2 men on. Go to the bottom of the 4th inning. LSU leading 4-3. Stevenson, top of the order. Pearson and Cruz coming up next for LSU. Back after this. This is Fighting Tiger Baseball.
Back to live coverage of LSU Fighting Tiger Baseball on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
LSU coming to the plate in the bottom of the 4th inning, leading 4-3 here in Game 2 against the Georgia Bulldogs. Still plenty of baseball left this Saturday afternoon as Josh Stevenson going to lead it off for the Fighting Tigers. Had the 3-run homer in the 2nd to tie the game at 3-all. His first home run. And what will be a great career here in Baton Rouge. Jonathan Cannon, so far, giving up 6 hits, 4 runs, 1 walk. No strikeouts on the day. First pitch to Stevenson. In for a strike on the outside corner. Fastball at 93, and it's 0-1. Stevenson batting .250, his 37th at bat of the year. He's driven in 6 runs. He's drawn 9 walks this season. The 0-1 chases this one down and away and falls behind 0-2 and would love to have that swing back. They'll move Harbor now, the third baseman, on the shift into shallow right field. Keep Acton shaded towards second base, and Cheney Rogers behind the first base bag near the line. The 0-2 again. Cannon tries it outside. This time Stevenson leans in but stays away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Cannon winds. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. That time inside, off speed. Stevenson couldn't find it. Down on strikes. Cannon records his first strikeout of the afternoon to record out number 1 in the bottom of the 4th inning. And that'll bring us to the top of the order. Josh Pearson. Pearson followed Stevenson in the 2nd inning with a solo shot to right. His 4th round trip of the season. Keep the shift on, except they'll change personnel. First, the pitch from Cannon outside for ball 1. They'll move Harbor back, the lone infielder between 2nd and 3rd. They'll move Acton out into shallow right. And McAllister, the shortstop, will be right of the 2nd base bag. 1-0. Fouled back into the screen. Fastball from Cannon. And it's 1-1. Fans, you can get low rate long-term financing right now on powerful Kubota tractors, mowers, and utility vehicles. That time of the year is here, so visit LSUKubotaDealers.com for your nearest Kubota dealer. Test drive a Kubota today. Cannon loads up, and the 1-1. Missing inside. Good eye by Pearson. Fastball humming in there. It's 2-1.
Oh, we got a second. I'll give you the scoreboard update presented for the people by Caesars Sportsbook. 1-game final. South Carolina with the win over Alabama, 11-5. South Carolina sweeps Alabama in Columbia.
The 2-1. One hopper handled by McAllister near 2nd base. He will throw over to Rogers. And that's out number 2 of the inning. Pearson retired. And that is a sweep of Alabama by South Carolina. Crimson Tide, the Tigers' next opponent in Tuscaloosa. That means Alabama has dropped the last 2 series. 1 at home to Georgia, losing 2 out of 3 last week. And then being swept by the Gamecocks this weekend.
Well, you talked about 2 big series. Ole Miss taking on Arkansas, and then Auburn and Tennessee. And Auburn and Arkansas, those are the 2 teams that LSU's LSU's chasing Arkansas. They're tied with Auburn right now.
Cruz takes a swing on the first offering, high in the air, foul territory. Rogers coming over, has plenty of room, and he will make the catch for out number 3. So the Tigers go quietly in the bottom of the 4th, 3 up, 3 down. They lead 4-3. We head to the top of the 5th inning. Bulldogs will have the bottom of the order, Gonzalez, followed by Anderson and Acton. When we come back here to Alec Box Stadium, 4-3 Tigers lead. This is Fighting Tiger Baseball.
LSU Fighting Tiger Baseball on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Tiger fans, remember StubHub, the easiest way to experience every Tiger game, where you can check the virtual views, score your seats, and get your tickets delivered instantly. StubHub, the official ticket marketplace of LSU Athletics. StubHub, be there. Start to see the parking lots beginning to fill. Get all ready here at the box with college baseball. Great matchup, Georgia and LSU. LSU softball got underway at 11 a.m. over at Tiger Park, and later tonight, Tiger Stadium will roar with the 102,000 strong to see Garth Brooks live in concert. could be, as they touted possibly one of the largest stadium concerts in North American history tonight right here in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Back to baseball. Fernando Gonzalez leads it off for the Dogs. Hasty will bring the pitch, and it's a called strike at the knees. Gonzalez popped out to Cade Doty his first time up in the second inning. Hasty kind of settled in, didn't have quite the control to start this relief outing, but again has come on strong, probably into the game a little sooner than he expected to be. The 0-1 off the end of the bat, foul and out of play from Gonzalez. Tolo's foul ball puts him behind in the count, 0-2, but Hasty through 2 innings of work, giving up 3 hits, 2 strikeouts. Finished with a big strikeout to end it for Georgia there in the top of the 4th inning. Gonzalez, a .280 hitter. Started in the game last night. 1 for 3 at the plate. Hasty's 0-2 pitch. Fastball misses low and now moves the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
That last half inning, we were giving you some scoreboard updates. We're talking about Arkansas taking on Ole Miss and Auburn taking on Tennessee. LSU Auburn tied at 11-8. Arkansas 12-7. Obviously, LSU's played both those teams already, so you want to be in a situation where you control your destiny, Chris. But something tells me if LSU plays well and wins out, it's all going to work out like it's supposed to, with Arkansas and Auburn having some tough series.
This one misses low from Hasty. Evens a count now to Gonzalez, 2-2.
And there's enough series left throughout the year where you just win your games. Again, something tells me LSU will be right in the thick of it where they want to be. But a couple more games that were underway. Top of the 4th, to finish up the scoreboard update presented for the people by Caesars Sportsbook. Texas A&M leads Vanderbilt 7-3. That game being played in Nashville.
Here's the 2-2. Fastball down the middle, called strike. On the inner half of the plate, Gonzalez with no operating, and Jacob Hasty records his 3rd punch out. Another one provided by Super One Foods. Great quality at super low prices. There again, Hasty looking better and better with each batter that comes up. He'll now face a very good hitter in Ben Anderson. Anderson aboard on a walk, came in on the 2-run homer by Corey Acton back in the 1st inning to give the Dogs a 2-0 lead. He flied out to Stevenson and left his last at bat in the 3rd. Lefty on lefty matchup here is Hasty. Looks in. Anderson steadies the bat and the curve. Get me over. It's there. 0-1.
I know Gonzalez, the last hitter for Georgia, thought that fastball by Hasty was down in the zone, but after seeing a replay of it, it's a pretty good pitch with 2 strikes. And with 2 strikes, you always hear it. You can't leave it up to the umpire. Too close to take with 2 strikes. I thought it was a pretty good pitch.
Hasty kicks and fires the 0-1. Got him to chase it. Half-hearted swing by Anderson, and he falls behind now 0-2.
And in the longest scoreboard update ever, I'll finally give you the last one underway, or I should say the last one that's being played right now. At the top of the 4th in Columbia, Missouri. Missouri is leading Mississippi State 7-5. So there's your scoreboard update for games going on at the moment.
1 down. Here's the 0-2 from Hasty. Curveball smacked and through the 6-hole. Base hit by Anderson. Breaking ball a little up in the zone. It was outside the plate, but Anderson, a very skilled hitter, got the bat right where the ball was, drove it right into left field.
Yeah, when you're facing good hitters like an Anderson, like anybody on this Georgia team, especially at the top of the lineup, just because you get to 2 strikes or you get to 0-2, that's the at-bat almost is just getting started. You still have to make a pitch with 2 strikes, and right there, that one was just out over the plate, and Anderson, too good a hitter, just didn't try to do too much, stayed the other way and put the bat on the baseball.
Now it'll bring up Acton. The first pitch from Hasty, short of the plate. McManus doing what he could to block it up, keep Anderson at bay. He is the leading base stealer, 7 of 8 on the season. Acton 2 for 2 at the plate. A 2-run homer in the first and a single in the third inning. The 1-0 again down in the dirt. McManus now has to chase it up the third base line. Anderson will stay put. The count now to Acton 2-0.
Yeah, nice job by McManus. You don't normally ask your catchers to have to block fastballs, 90-mile-an-hour fastballs. Those are meant for off-speed pitches in the dirt is when you want a catcher to have to block, but those are the ones that need to ice up a little extra after the game.
Here's the 2-0 pitch. Look out. It's going to hit him. That one got loose from Hasty. You could tell as soon as he released it. No break and headed right for Acton. Caught him in the side, and that'll put runners first and second. So again, Georgia have runners aboard here, trailing by just 1 run. It'll be Connor Tate coming to the plate. And before that, McManus is going to call for time and go out and visit with Hasty. Again, they've got Collins, the right-hander, still ready to go in the bullpen for LSU. And at times we'll see this meeting where McManus is asked to go and call for time. And then we'll see Jay Johnson come out of the dugout. We'll find out if that's the case here. Coach Johnson still down in the dugout for LSU.
Yeah, that's the old signal. Hey, go talk to him until the umpire comes get you, to give our pitcher enough time. And as you said, Chris, home plate umpire Danny Cricks goes break it up and gives Collins enough time. But Collins is, I think he's ready. I mean, I think it's just a decision if they want to make it. Collins has been throwing for a while now.
Left fielder, Connor Tate.
We've talked about it before. Jay Johnson, a modern-day college baseball coach, uses the gut feel, what he sees on the field, as well as a ton of analytics. And he's got so many charts and information down in the dugout it'll make your head spin. This one fouled off by Tate. Slow bouncer down the third base line, and it appeared to me that after McManus called for time, Coach Johnson then went back to the wall inside the dugout there, probably doing a little analysis, calculating a little bit on who's coming up before he makes the call. And again, you can't argue one bit with the way he has managed this bullpen in 2022. So he'll leave Hasty out there. Now time going to be called by Tate as he will step out.
Well, a lot's been said about the time of the games as well. They've been taking, like I tell people, they're long, but winning solves everything. So as long as he's not, the games aren't going 4.5 hours, 5 hours, and the Tigers are losing, then all's good. Winning solves everything. And Coach Johnson said he's not going to sacrifice the way he coaches just to try to speed up a game.
This one fouled back and out of play by Tate. He falls behind in the count 0-2. Well, last night I told him before the game, just a masterful job of making the right calls at the right time in that game. Knew when to pull Hilliard, who went 6 full innings. Razelman did not have his best stuff. He's been dynamic this season, but just was off a little bit. He goes ahead, brings in Riley Cooper. Cooper does his job, and then at the end of Cooper's outing, brings in Paul Gervais for an inning and a third, and it was just what the Tigers needed to hold on to the 6-2 win. Here's the 0-2 off the end of the bat, and a foul ball just right of first base. Morgan couldn't get to it, and a couple of inches to the left, and that's all kinds of trouble for this LSU defense.
Well, everybody gives the bad review on a business when you go somewhere and you get, customer service that isn't up to par, but nobody really rants and raves. And you're right, everybody always blames the coach when the decisions don't work out. They don't ever remember the times when they do. And you're right, Chris, last night was a great job of Coach Jay Johnson pulling all the right strings, if you will, to get his team a victory and a really good ball game.
So Connor Tate will dig back in behind in the count 0-2 with 1 out. Georgia with runners first and second, trailing by a run 4-3. Hasty, the left-hander, ready to go. The 0-2 in the dirt. McManus has to track it down, but wisely this time Ben Anderson saw the rotation. As soon as it hit the dirt, he was off and running. He'll make his way to third. Staying put at first is Acton. Now the Dogs runners on the corners with 1 out.
I wouldn't think Hasty has many more batters left. Collins, the left-hander, is on deck. But Georgia does a nice job of, throughout the lineup, alternating right and left-handers. There's a lot of lefties and not a whole lot of them back-to-back other than the top of the lineup with Anderson and active. And just Hasty getting a little sporadic here over these last couple batters, spiking some fastballs. Kind of a telltale sign when you don't have command over the fastball. That's really the one you need to have command over more than any.
Here's the 1-2. Breaking ball and staying alive is Connor Tate. Put a bat on it, fouls it towards the on-deck circle, third base side. Still 1-2. Collins now having a seat down in the bullpen for LSU. Got a teammate giving him an ice towel there to cool him down a little bit. Again, the heat out on the field certainly noticeable today. 1 out. Anderson at third, Acton at first base, Connor Tate at the plate as Hasty delivers the 1-2. Another breaking ball, slow bouncer towards third. Berry will come up. The throw to first a little high. Morgan, though, able to get his foot down. Anderson, though, running on contact, comes in to score. So they go ahead, elect to get the second out of the inning, allow Georgia to tie the game at 4-all.
Nice job by Berry of knowing that the ball was not hit hard enough to get Anderson coming from third or try to get Acton running to second. Just got the sure out at first base and now allows Hasty to be able to pitch in the clutch here with 2 outs.
So a runner in scoring position. Down to second goes Acton. Anderson came in to score. Tied 4-4 with 2 outs. Corey Collins, a left-hander, stands in. Pitch is low for ball 1. Collins now back up on the bump down in the bullpen. After getting cooled off with the towel service. Hasty kicks and fires the 1-0. This breaking ball didn't have enough break. Missed low and inside. 2-0.
Got another good one here this afternoon. We knew it would be.
Acton with a leadoff second. The 2-0 pitch. There's the curve over for a strike, and it's 2-1.
Yeah, it looks as though Hasty has a little better feel of the curveball right now than the fastball. If you're going to get beat with your best pitch, and for Hasty right now, it's the good, sharp, swinging curveball.
The 2-1 delivery. In the dirt, gets away from McManus. Acton will trot easily into third. Now the wild pitch puts even more pressure with Georgia. A potential go-ahead run 90 feet away. And a 2-2 count to Corey Collins. Tiger crowd trying to lift up Jacob Hasty here, trying to find an out pitch in a tie game. 4-4. The 2-2 delivery, swing and a miss. Down on strikes goes Collins. Hasty with a big punch out there, his 4th of the day. However, Georgia will tie the game 1 run on 1 hit. They leave 1 man stranded at third base. But a new ball game here as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Georgia 4, LSU 4. Tigers to the plate next. This is Fighting Tiger Baseball.
You told him.
LSU Fighting Tiger Baseball on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Tie game now 4-4 here in game 2 of this series. Georgia and LSU. Bulldogs with a run there in the top half of the 5th inning. Again, have out hit the Tigers 8-6 in today's game. LSU will have Berry, Doty, and Morgan 3, 4, and 5. The heart of the order due up. Face Jonathan Cannon again, and Cannon really has settled down. He gave up the 4 runs there in the bottom of the 2nd inning, but after doing so, as good pitchers tend to do, really settled down and have kept the Tigers at bay in the 3rd and 4th, scoreless innings following that 4-run explosion. Cannon now 67 pitches. Pitch number 68 coming up. First at Berry, showing bunt beautifully down the third base line. Cannon comes off the mound, tries to pick it up with a bare hand, can't get the grip, and Berry against the shift lays down the bunt for a single.
Well, that's one way to beat it. You hear people all the time saying, why don't you just lay a bunt down? How easy that would be to just lay it down and get the base hit. A lot easier said than done, as we always talk about, but Cannon probably would have had a play if he fields it cleanly and makes a strong throw to first, but that's why it's a difficult play, because you got to get to the baseball, field it cleanly, make a strong, accurate throw to first. Got to do all those things, and Cannon wasn't able to do it.
I think I spotted a smile on the face of Jay Johnson. Doty going to lift one into center as Anderson comes running in. He will get to it in time for out number 1. In fact, 3 weeks ago on Jay Johnson's weekly radio call-in show, he had a caller ask about, Coach, against the shift, a guy like Jacob Berry, if he lays down a bunt, won't he easily get to first? And Jay, of course, responded by saying, yes, that's probably true. And yes, we've thought about it, but when Berry comes into the game batting .375 in the SEC, .358 on the season, you typically don't want to bunt him. But
when he bunts, that means he doesn't get to hit a homer. So that's the difference.
But he gets it there, gets the Tigers a man aboard. Now the first out of the inning on a fly ball to center. We'll see Trey Morgan. Morgan grounded out to Cannon in the first inning on the mound, and then popped out foul territory third base side to Harbor in the 3rd inning. The 0-1 from Cannon, missing low, 1 ball and 1 strike. We mentioned Cannon coming into the inning, Buzzy. 67 pitches thrown. He's over 70 now. 66 pitches for Cannon last week in his return coming off injury against Alabama. No surprise, double barrel action now warming for the Dogs down in the left field bullpen.
And that's number 17, Jaden Woods, the left-hander.
Here's Morgan, goes opposite field, takes it to left. Into second rolls Barry. Morgan with his first hit of the day. And with one out, the Tigers have runners first and second. Seventh hit off Jonathan Cannon, the starter for the Bulldogs.
Does it as good as anybody that I've personally seen, and that's hit the ball the other way. Keeps his hands inside the baseball, uses the whole field, but love the way Trey Morgan uses the entire field, and probably a better hitter to the opposite field than he is pull hitter, which normally isn't the case for probably 90% of hitters out there. Talked about the left-hander down in Georgia's bullpen. That's Jaden Woods. Right-hander is number 39, Chandler Marsh.
Here's Jordan Thompson to the plate. He'll take a swing, come up missing, and it's 0-1 on a fastball from Cannon. Still right there at 94 miles an hour. The velo not gone from the right-handed Cannon. Thompson grounded out in the second. Had a double back in the third inning. The 0-1. Misses low, evens it up 1 ball and 1 strike. Trying to rise that average, hitting .273. Came into the game batting .235 in SEC play. The 1-1. There's a strike. The cutter from Cannon to the right-hander just caught the outside corner. 1-2.
It's been a while since I've been up here with you, Chris. Do we know exactly when the Clippers got to Jordan Thompson?
It was apparently just the last couple of days. Okay. He unveiled that new look last night. Should have heard Doug Thompson. It blew him away. Doug just couldn't believe it. That one missing way outside from Cannon. 2-2. And we mentioned on the broadcast last weekend against Missouri, he shaved off the mustache. And if you come to the games here at the box, you have the headshot from Jordan Thompson. He's got the full lettuce out from under the cap and the solid stash. Now he's got the goatee going back, but no hair under the helmet. Here's a ground ball. Harper going to pick it up. He'll throw to second. The relay from Acton not going to be in time. Thompson will beat that out. It will record the second out of the inning as they get Morgan at second base. Wait a minute. Now they're saying an overrule interference, and they're going to call Thompson out at first. That's going to bring Jay Johnson out. The play was the force out at second. Jeff had ruled Thompson had beat out the throw to first. Second base umpire Fred Cannon, however, took a moment and then pointed to first and said out. I'm assuming he's calling for some type of interference on Morgan. That was clearly not a double play to beat Thompson to first base. So Jay Johnson and Fred Cannon will have a conversation. Georgia has left the field. That would result in the third out of the inning.
Got to slide right into the bag. Can't have interference. We get a replay here. He didn't slide at all.
He didn't slide. He leaned over to get out of the way, but Fred Cannon not happy with that. So the argument again is over, and LSU is done here at the bottom of the 5th inning. They got no runs on 2 hits. They leave 1 man on, and we go to the top of the 6th and a tie game 4-4. Stay with us. More to come. This is Fighting Tiger Baseball.
back to live coverage of LSU Fighting Tiger Baseball on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
4-4 our score. Game 2, hotly contested on a warm, late April day. Late being the operative word. Georgia coming to the plate. Bryce Collins going to take over on the mound for LSU. Third pitcher of the day. He'll come in a tie ball game here and face Harbor, Blaylock, and McAllister. 5, 6, and 7 hitters for the Georgia Bulldogs.
Bryce Collins making his 13th appearance on the year. He's 2-0 with a 1.86 ERA in 19 1/3 innings pitched, giving up 15 hits, 6 runs, only 4 earned, 12 walks, and 24 strikeouts. Opponents are hitting .211 off of the right-hander.
So Harbor stands in, had a base hit last time in the 4th inning, hit into a double play in the 1st. Collins, the right-hander, delivers, and it misses low, gets away from McManus, and rolls towards the first base dugout. 1-0 the count. Got some big news just moments ago. I know we're calling baseball today, but LSU Tiger basketball with some huge news. We'll tell you about it in just a moment. The 1-0, Collins finds the inside corner, evens it up 1 ball and 1 strike. Coach Matt McMahon and the coaching staff announced today they get a 5-star signee. Small forward Tyrell Ward coming to Baton Rouge to play for the Tigers. Breaking ball misses inside from Bryce Collins, and it's 2-1. 6'7", 185 pounds, from DeMatha Catholic High School, averaged 19 points, 4.5 rebounds. Good defender as well. The 2-1. Swing and a miss. Harbor chased it down and in, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. So Tyrell Ward joining the Tigers. 3rd prep signee for Coach Matt McMahon. 2-2. Looks like he got a piece of Harbor. And home plate umpire Danny Crick said no. Come on back. And now Jay Johnson going to come out. Let's see. Looks like the umpires are also going to convene. Jay Johnson wants to talk with Danny Cricks before they go to that. And it looks like we'll go under review here. Another Acme Oyster House official review to see whether or not Harbor got hit with a baseball. He immediately felt and acted as if he had been touched by the ball, maybe caught the uniform. He immediately started headed down to first. It was Danny Cricks, the home plate umpire, that said hold the phone and come back, but they're going to put the headsets on and take a look at it here. If it caught the back leg, the front maybe of the uniform, on the rather back leg of the right-handed hitter.
It had to catch shoestrings if it hit him, because it didn't look like much there.
Again, they tell you if you're going to sell it good. Harbor did. And again, that's taking nothing away from the young man. He may have felt as though he was hit, but we'll find out. They'll have multiple camera angles on it. Again, the one we saw, which was from the first base camera well initially, I don't know that there's enough evidence there to say he was hit and overturn the call, which we know on the field is not hit by pitch. And we'll see. Jeff Head will take off the headset, and he will talk to Harbor, and he will tell him to stay in the batter's box. So, no hit by pitch, and it's a full count, 3-2. So Bryce Collins gets a at least short-term reprieve. We'll step back up on the rubber here. Here's the payoff pitch. Swung on and fouled down the line, out of play in right field. Rotolo's foul ball keeps it a 3-2 count. A reminder that Super One Foods has super low prices on all your game day favorites, so up your grocery game, score big with Super One Foods. Wind picking up again, blowing right to left, but mainly towards Tiger Stadium in the distance. There's Here's a swing and a foul tap. Got out of the mid of McManus. Went all the way back to the screen. Tyler upset with himself. He holds on. That's a strikeout for Collins as it stands still a full count, 3-2. This one up the middle, base hit. Harbor eventually finds his way to first, this time with a single, his second of the day, right up the gut.
Yeah, with Collins now on in the game, we'll give you the final numbers for Hasty. Hasty went 3 innings, gave up 4 hits, 1 run, no walks, struck out 4.
Right fielder, Aaron Blaylock.
Did a nice job of relieving Money, who, as we said, went 2 innings, gave up 4 hits, 3 runs, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout.
And Georgia getting the leadoff man aboard once again. Harbor down at first. Blaylock stands in. Collins floats a breaking ball but misses outside. 1-0. Delivery again off speed but way upstairs. Collins now reacting as if he's having trouble gripping the baseball. He'll try to reset with a 2-0 count to Blaylock. Strikeout picked him in the second. Flight out to right field in his last at bat.
That'll get Razelman and Cooper both up in LSU's bullpen.
2-0. The fastball misses. Now 3 balls, no strikes. Collins out of Valencia, California, transferred into LSU after pitching for Arizona last season. 3-0 down the middle for a strike to make it 3-1.
Yeah, Blaylock taking, which is the right call. 3-0. Got a tie ball game, nobody out. Got to see if Collins can do it for a couple pitches.
Runner at first, the 3-1. Swing and a miss. That will fill the count now, 3-2 to Blaylock.
And they'll sit Cooper down in LSU's bullpen, get Trent Vittmeyer, right-hander, tossing around.
Collins trying to climb the ladder here. Tried it against Harbor, but Harbor delivered the base hit. See what Blaylock's fortune will be as he swings and fouls this one out of play. Back behind us, another LSU football player getting a very important phone call just moments ago. The 6th round of the NFL draft, Austin Deculus, picked by the Houston Texans. So Deculus, along with Derek Stingley,
won't be too far. Right down the street.
Congratulations to Austin. Payoff pitch. Missed the outside corner. Collins thought he had it, but Blaylock going to earn the base on balls, and now Georgia in a tie game, putting runners aboard first and second. Time going to be called here as they're going to talk a little strategy with McAllister, who has been impressive. A double, came around to score in the second, single in his last at bat in the 4th inning. McAllister 3 for 6 in this series.
Yes, had a nice series, hitting 303 on the year. In that 7th spot, the only question is, do we sacrifice McAllister, who's been hot, see if the 8 and 9 hole hitters can drive in the run for Georgia to take the lead? And we'll see what Coach Scott Strickland decides to do here as Coach Jay Johnson comes out to talk to home plate umpire Danny Cricks.
So it appears he's asking our home plate umpire for the opportunity to go out to the mound, and he's granted that pass. He'll go out there, bring the infield in. And Georgia at a tie game. Nobody out here in the top of the 6th inning. Got Harbor aboard on a base hit. Blaylock board on the walk down at first. It's Vittmeyer and Riley Cooper warming in the bullpen for LSU. So a right-hander and a left-hander. Cooper, of course, plenty of work on the season. 21 previous appearances. Vittmeyer, the veteran out of Pittsburgh, 13 appearances on the mound in relief for LSU.
Well, I realize I didn't say anything earth-shattering because it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that Cooper led Arizona in appearances last year. He must have been pretty good for Coach Jay Johnson. But there were some early moments where I think people questioned whether Cooper was going to be such, a guy that they could count on. And I just, from the beginning, I liked the way he pitched. I liked the way he worked. He worked fast. He threw a lot of different pitches for strikes, and it just looked like he knew how to get guys out. And boy, has he been really good for LSU over the past few weeks.
So Jay Johnson now back in the dugout. Collins back on the bump. Nobody out. 2 men on. Bunt shown right in front of the mound. Collins will come off and pick it up, throw to first, and get the first out. As again, McAllister called upon to lay down the sac bunt, does so successfully. And with 1 down, it'll be Cheney Rogers, the first baseman, coming to the plate. He had a base hit with an RBI in the 2nd inning to make it a 3-0 Georgia lead. Was then caught looking last time in the 4th by Hasty.
Nice job by Collins of getting an out, not trying to do too much. A lot of times pitchers or infielders will try to do too much when a bunt's laid down and try to get the lead runner and make a big inning happen. Just get the out at first base and pitch in the clutch. Collins won't have an opportunity to pitch in the clutch here, but a nice job of getting the out when they're giving it to you.
Jay Johnson makes the call to the bullpen with 1 out. Top of the 6th inning, a tie game 4-4. He'll call upon Riley Cooper. Cooper going to make his 2nd appearance of this series in back-to-back days. We'll give you Riley's numbers. Get back to it here at the box. 4-4 our score. Georgia threatening. Runners 2nd and 3rd and 1 out. Rogers at the plate when we come back. This is Fighting Tiger Baseball.
LSU Fighting Tiger Baseball on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Riley Cooper takes over for the Tigers here in a 4-4 ball game. Big spot. This is the guy that obviously has earned this opportunity. He said, number of outings, Jay Johnson, plenty of confidence in Riley Cooper, who takes over here with runners 2nd and 3rd for the Bulldogs, facing Cheney Rogers, the first baseman, another left-hander at the plate.
Yeah, Cooper, the big left-hander out of Fresno, California, making his 22nd appearance on the year. He's 3-2 with a 3.16 ERA and 25 2/3 innings pitched, giving up 24 hits, 9 earned runs, 4 walks, and 23 strikeouts.
Rogers 1 for 2, as we told you before the break. He's got Harbor at third, Blaylock at second. Cooper fires. And it's fouled back into the screen. 0-1 the count. Rogers batting .400 on the season for Coach Strickland with runners in scoring position. Got a .294 average, going 1 for 2 today. Time call. Rogers steps out. Perry playing in at third, just off the cut of the grass. Morgan likewise across the diamond at first, playing in. This one swung on and lifted to center field. Cruz having to give chase, and it's over his head. Takes a bounce on the track. That will score Harbor. That will score Blaylock. A 2 RBI double off the bat of Rogers, and Georgia regains the lead 6-4.
A good piece of hitting, just looking to lift something. Rogers drives the ball to center field. Was going to get the run in even if Cruz was able to make the play, but Rogers playing the game smart, lifting a ball out to center field to drive in the run, and was able to get a little lanyap and hit the ball over Cruz's head to drive in 2 runs.
So now 10 hits on the day for the Bulldogs. Back out in front. The first time since the top of the second inning. Still not done with 1 out. Ground ball from Gonzalez is foul down the third base line. Gonzalez in the 9 spot, 0 for 2, a pop out, and was caught looking. Gonzalez comes back, picks up the lumber. 0-1 the count. Rogers with the 2 RBI double down at second. Swing off the bat from Gonzalez, foul out of play right side.
89-mile-an-hour fastball by Riley Cooper. When you watch Cooper, he can touch a 90 every now and then, even a 91. So velocity is plenty there, especially with the good changeup that he can throw in any count.
Here's the 0-2 pitch. This one is a ground ball in play. Thompson will scoop it up. Has to throw to first. The stretch by Morgan. Throw not in time as Gonzalez will hustle and beat it out. Deep in the hole and short. Thompson did a good job gloving it. Was going to be a tough play with the long throw across the body. And again, he and Morgan both doing what they could, trying to record the out, unable to do so. Runner does stay put at second base, so now first and second with 1 out for the Dogs, leading 6-4. And top of the order, Ben Anderson due up. Anderson 1 for 2. Been aboard twice today, a walk in the first and a single. He's come around to score on both occasions. Time called.
Well, with the 2 runners that Rogers drove in, who were credited to Collins, you can close the book on Collins now. He threw a third of an inning, gave up 1 hit, 2 runs, 1 walk, struck out nobody.
Pitch misses outside from Cooper, and it's 1-0. Cooper checks the runners. Now the 1-0 delivery. Tails away from the left-handed hitter. Now 2-0.
Vittmeyer continues to get loose in LSU's bullpen. If LSU got to stop the bleeding, they'll figure out a way to get the next guy out.
2-0. Inside fastball from Cooper, swing and a miss, and it's 2-1. That one coming in right on the hands, and Anderson again could not hold back. Here's the 2-1. Sent back into the screen. That'll even the count now. 2-2. Georgia led early, 3-0. LSU would take a 4-3 lead after 2. An explosive inning with a 3-run homer by Stevenson, followed by a solo shot by Josh Pearson. But then Cannon really settled down. They've kept the Tigers scoreless and now have taken the lead. Chopping ground ball. Doty coming in will apply the tag, throw to first in time, and he'll get the double play. Heads up play by Cade Doty. The Tigers needed one. He delivers. And Georgia finished here, but let's hold the phone. It believes there's going to be a replay. So they tell the Tigers, don't get into the dugout just yet. Get back out on the field. Which is interesting because the last time there was a review on a third out of the inning, Georgia was already in the dugout. So again, Doty had to charge in as he was coming towards the baseball. The runner was in front of him. He made the tag and then fired to first. Now I guess the question from Fred Cannon, the second base umpire, was whether or not the tag was applied. So now Scott Strickland going to come out as they do rule it out number 3. So there'll be no replay, no review. The play will stand. So the umpires finally get it together. Nonetheless, Georgia able to take a lead. They played 2 runs in the top of the 6th inning. They lead now 6-4. Take a timeout, come back. LSU with work to do. Jobert, McManus, and Stevenson, 7, 8, and 9 due up. This is Fighting Tiger Baseball.
Adopt you.
LSU Fighting Tiger Baseball on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Georgia leading 6-4 here in Game 2. LSU taking a 6-2 victory last night in Game 1. As they will make a call to the bullpen, will Coach Strickland and company. Jaden Woods, a left-hander, will come in for Jonathan Cannon. He'll be on the bump facing Jobert, McManus, and Stevenson. The 7, 8, 9 in the order for LSU, who so far today 2 for 5 between the 3 of those Tiger players.
Jaden Woods, sophomore, making his 17th appearance of the year. He's 1-0 with a 4.75 ERA. He does have 3 saves in 36 innings pitched, giving up 31 hits, 19 earned runs, 20 walks, and 57 strikeouts. So he can get a little erratic at times, but it's an explosive fastball. Sounds like we say that about everybody now that comes out of a bullpen for any team. It's 90 to 94, and it'll jump on you, but got to make him throw strikes, got to make him get in the zone.
First pitch, Jobert. And inside for ball one. You know, last night we talked about Mikhail Hilliard for LSU in 6 innings. Didn't have his best stuff, but what makes a great pitcher is someone who can still deliver, still be competitive, still give a chance for his team to win when your stuff is not electric per se. It's the 1-0 from Woods, misses outside, make it 2-0 to Joe Bear. I think a lot can be said in the same fashion for Jonathan Cannon today for the Georgia Bulldogs. I don't think he had his best stuff. Certainly a fantastic pitcher, arguably one of the best in the SEC, but he settled down after giving up the 4 runs there in the 2nd inning and finds himself exiting the game with his team leading 6-4. There's a strike to Joe Bear to make it 2-1. Again, it's an age-old truth. Great pitchers are great pitchers, whether they're on or not. They compete. And I think Cannon right now certainly has proven that today. Now it's up to Jaden Woods, and the 2-1 hit foul and out of play by Joe Bear, evens the count 2-2.
Woods, a preseason All-SEC second-team selection.
Joe Bear hit by a pitch back in the 2nd by Cannon. He flied out to right field to Blaylock, his last at bat. Here's a swing and a miss. Fastball from the lefty at 95, and Joe Bear couldn't catch up with it and one away. And Woods fans the first batter he faces in relief. 1 down. Tyler McManus to the plate.
Well, that's the electric fastball that we saw in the scouting report. At 6'2", 198 pounds, coming from the left side. I mean, this is a scout's dream right now. As you said, Chris, 95 miles an hour, and Joe Bear just couldn't catch up to it.
Now we'll see Tyler McManus base hit in the 2nd, line down to the shortstop McAllister in his last at bat. So 1 for 2. There's a strike on the inside corner. Fastball from Woods, another quick worker on the mound. He's staring down, ready to go. McManus takes a split second, steps out, now steps back in. Woods ready to deal. Here's the 0-1. Breaking ball off speed across the plate, and he gets ahead. Showing a little bit of the breaking pitch there to McManus, and it's 0-2. The 0-2 foul tip comes off the bat. Maybe got a piece of Gonzalez, the catcher.
You mentioned the sophomore heavy lineup by LSU, and then the 2 freshmen at Pearson and Stephen. McManus, the only senior in LSU's lineup.
There's a called strike 3. Another fastball from Woods. And McManus just lifted the bat off the shoulder, but not in time to offer a swing. Woods back-to-back punch outs here, 2 gone in the bottom of the 6th inning. This is a team in Georgia, again, when you look at them overall, knowing the fact that Cannon missed a number of outings due to injury, they led the SEC in worst earned run average in the conference. Again, a team that relies a lot on offense to win games, but boy, oh boy, Woods looks impressive in his relief here. There's a fastball to swing and a miss to Stevenson. It's 0-1.
Well, it's an easy 94. It's an easy 95. It's not like he's arms and elbows coming at you. I mean, it's clean and bam.
Here's one elevated. 95-mile-an-hour fastball, swing and a miss, and it's 0-2 just like that. They'll move Harbor, the third baseman, again with an 0-2 count, expecting Stevenson to try to pull. They'll move him into shallow right field with the shift defensively. 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th. The 0-2 from Woods. Called strike 3 on the outside corner. So Jaden Woods comes in out of the bullpen and strikes out the side. Tigers 3 up, 3 down. We go to the top of the 7th inning. Bulldogs leading 6-4. They come to the plate when we continue. This is Fighting Tiger Baseball. Top of the 7th inning, Georgia due up. They'll have Acton, Tate, and Collins 2, 3, and 4. But before we move to the top of the 7th, Buzzy Heidel, how about Jaden Woods, the relief pitcher for Georgia, striking out the side, pumping the strike zone with fastballs.
Well, so much for the 20 walks in 36 innings and making him come to you. I mean, he's figured out the strike zone, and as we said, it's an easy 94, 95, and working both sides of the plate. Had LSU hitters very, very off balance in that half inning.
So now they'll hand the baseball over to the Tigers to veteran Trent Vittmeyer. LSU grad, the right-hander on the mound. Again, he'll face off against Acton with a home run, a single, and then hit by a pitch in his last at bat in the 6th frame. Vittmeyer working from the stretch, delivers, and it misses low, ball 1.
Vittmeyer making his 14th appearance of the year. He's 1-0 with the 2.04 ERA. 17 2/3 innings pitched, 12 hits, 4 runs, 8 walks, 26 strikeouts. Opponents are hitting 188 off of the right-hander.
Here's the 1-0 delivery. Hit foul into the screen. 1 ball and 1 strike. Vittmeyer, the proud Pittsburgh, PA native, and has taken to the bayou quite well. Decided to spend a lot of his time picking up that degree here from LSU. Here's the 1-1. Ground ball, but it's left of third base, foul, and 1-2 now the count to Corey Acton.
Vittmeyer's the guy that inevitably somebody always asks you, how long has he been here? 10 years? You know, it just seems like he's been on campus for quite some time.
Jay Johnson will be the first to tell you he's very happy he decided to come back, play another year, and be a part of this pitching staff. Fits into the overall fabric nicely. Here's the 1-2. Did he go? They appeal down to third. Eric Gaucher says no. Moves the count 2-2. And a pitch inside at the hands that Acton almost pulled the trigger on. Get a look at it here. Ooh, it's awfully close. Acton lobbying on his own behalf, saying no. I did not. Gaucher agreed. 2-2. Sent back again into the screen.
Acton, one of 6 starting seniors in this Bulldog lineup. Talked about how McManus is the only starting player for LSU that's a senior. Georgia a little bit opposite. They've got a bunch of seniors throughout this lineup.
2-2 delivery. High fastball, swing and a miss. Acton chased. Vittmeyer records the punch out. 1 gone here to start the top of the 7th inning. That strikeout once again brought to you by Super One Foods. Great quality at super low prices. Now Connor Tate will pick up the bat. He's 0 for 3 on the day.
I don't ever like seeing the 3-hole hitter of a good baseball team come up late in the game and is 0 for on the day.
First pitch high in the air to left field. Got all of this one. And into the left field landing with a solo home run is Connor Tate. His 7th home run of the year, and Georgia extends their lead 7-4. Tate with his 2nd home run of the series.
Yeah, and that's the reason why he's not in the 3-hole, because he's there to carry the bat bag. You know, this guy can hitting 335, 0 for 3 for the day, and that just didn't feel right. If you're an LSU fan watching Connor take up, you knew something special was about to happen, and drove that ball way out of the ballpark to left field.
Just the 2nd home run allowed by Vittmeyer on the year. Now Corey Collins, another left-hander. The pitch missing high from Vittmeyer. 1-0. Collins 1 for 3 in the cleanup spot. A single in the 1st. Caught looking in the 4th. Struck out swinging in the 5th inning. Here's the 1-0. Straight up into the air off the bat. Shallow left field. Stevenson waiting for it to come down. He'll have it. 2 gone.
I'll give you the final line on Cooper. Since Vittmeyer's in, Cooper went 2/3 of an inning, gave up 2 hits, no runs, no walks, no strikeouts.
Parks Harbor, the third baseman, swung the bat very well today. He's 2 for 3. A couple of singles back to back in the 4th and 6th inning. Came around to score in that 6th frame. 2 outs. Vittmeyer delivers a strike. Fastball makes it 0-1. Three-run lead for the Bulldogs, 7-4. Top of the 7th inning we play. Vittmeyer's 0-1. Launched towards left center field. This one going back. Stevenson at the wall. And another home run. Solo shot from Parks Harbor. Home run number 8. And Georgia pouring it on here in the top of the 7th inning. Extending their lead now 8-4.
That ball off the bat I didn't think was, I knew for sure would be a double. I didn't know if it had enough to get out of the ballpark, but kept carrying and carrying and had plenty enough to get over the Coca-Cola sign there in left center.
So Georgia, after leading 3-0, went quiet in the 3rd, 4th inning, but a run, 2 runs, and 2 runs in consecutive innings. Now has 8 runs on 13 hits. First delivery to Blaylock, a called strike. It's 0-1. Blaylock today 0 for 2 in the 6th spot. Vittmeyer fires. Did he go around? Yes, he did. Eric Gaucher says yes, and it's 0-2.
LSU will implement the shift here as it's like Thompson has moved to short right field. Doty behind second base.
The 0-2 pitch. Fouled off the top of the bat into the screen behind the plate. Still 0-2.
Which I guess the thought process there is Thompson maybe has a little more range, so you let him get further out. You know, you wonder why you wouldn't just let Doty take a few steps further back towards the right fielder, Pearson.
2 outs. Here's the 0-2. Pitched outside right where McManus was. Blaylock with a good eye stays away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The 1-2 from Vittmeyer. Low and inside. Evens it up. 2 balls, 2 strikes. LSU contained all of their runs in the bottom of the 2nd inning, plating 4 to take a 4-3 lead. Since that inning, it's been nothing but zeros offensively. Here's the 2-2 from Vittmeyer. Way out in front was Blaylock, swinging a miss. Vittmeyer with the strikeout, but a pair of home runs by the Georgia Bulldogs. 2 runs on those 2 hits. Extends their lead 8-4. Time to stretch it out here at Alex Box Stadium. 7th inning stretch. Tigers come to the plate. Work to do. Top of the order, Pearson, Cruz, and Berry due up when we come back. This is Fighting Tiger Baseball.
The Fighting Tigers play here on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
8-4, Georgia leads LSU here in Game 2 from Alex Box Stadium. LSU comes to the plate here in the bottom of the 7th inning with the top of the order due up: Pearson, Cruz, and Berry. Jaden Woods continues, was well dominant in his first inning of relief. Struck out the side for LSU there in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Defensive change for the Bulldogs out in right field. Dwight Allen II takes over for the starter, Garrett Blaylock. First pitch to Pearson from Woods. Fastball at 93, misses outside, 1-0. The 1-0 swung on and fouled out of play down the left field line. 1 ball, 1 strike to Pearson. Josh today a double in the first, left stranded. Had a solo home run, his 4th of the year in the 2nd inning. Grounded out to the shortstop, McAllister, in his last at bat. They'll have the shift on right side of the diamond to Pearson as the 1-1 inside, just missed him as he turns inward. That one high and tight from Wood, and it's 2-1. Woods shakes off one side. Now gets one from Gonzalez he likes. 2-1. Breaking ball way upstairs. Make it 3-1 now to Pearson.
If you're LSU, and this goes anytime you're down in a game by more than a couple runs, it's important that you don't feel like you got to get them all back. Still got 3 more at bats. So a run here, run there.
3-1 misses outside. Woods gives up the walk. So the leadoff man aboard for the Tigers here. Pearson down to first base. And apparently Jaden Woods is human. For striking out the first 3 batters, he gives up the base on balls. But an electric arm for the sophomore out of Houston County High School. Hails from Warner Robins, just outside of Macon, Georgia. Now he'll face Dylan Cruz for the first time today. Cruz 0 for 2 on the afternoon. Reached on a walk in the 2nd. Pitch inside and low, and Cruz stays away. It's 1-0.
Hey, you look at Georgia's roster. I mean, it's filled with really nothing but Georgia players. A lot of good baseball in the state of Georgia, high school baseball.
Warner Robins, Georgia. One of the claims to fame is a great Little League program that's made several trips to the Little League World Series. This pitch from Woods misses low, and it's 2-0.
When you think of the really good baseball states, certainly Florida, Texas, California, you know, Louisiana has a very good product for the number of people here in this state as well.
2-0. Swung on and fouled straight back on top of the plate. Make it 2-1 to Dylan Cruz.
But Georgia's definitely in that conversation as well when you talk about great baseball states across America.
Dylan Cruz 0 for 2, due for something. Got Pearson at first base, nobody out. Here in the bottom of the 7th, trailing Georgia 8-4. 2-1 off speed, outside and high. Now 3-1. So for the 2nd straight batter, Woods finds himself in a hitter's count here.
Well,
talented batter in Cruz.
When you're facing an electric guy like Woods, You're not always going to hit your way back into the game. Sometimes you got to let him give you some gifts. He's already given one to Pearson. See if he can't walk Cruz.
He does. High and outside, ball 4. Back-to-back base on balls. Second walk of the day for Dylan Cruz. Now we'll see Jacob Berry.
Now batting for LSU, third baseman Jacob Berry.
So now Berry against the left-hander. Will bat from the right side for the first time today. Berry 1 for 3. His single came last time in the 5th inning.
Yeah, important to be patient here. Of course, we know how good of a hitter Berry is and can make this a one-run game in one swing of the bat. Got to let him come to you.
First pitch, fastball at 92. Make it 0-1 as we have a right-hander up and throwing once again for Georgia down in the pen.
That's number 31, right-hander Jack Gowan.
Runners first and second, nobody out. The 0-1 to Berry. Off speed, they'll say caught the inside corner. Jacob a little surprised. But he falls behind in the count, 0-2. They have the shift on for Berry. 3 infielders left side of the diamond. The 0-2, the fastball just missed the outside corner. Berry with a very selective eye, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Well, you can't blame Berry for taking that pitch. Nothing you can do with it. But a heck of a 0-2 pitch by Jaden Woods. That's where you want to throw it. Berry couldn't have done anything with it if he swung, but gives the umpire a decision to have to make a call there.
The 1-2 fouls this one off just beyond the first base dugout to the first base camera well. Keeps the count 1 ball, 2 strikes. A reminder, TJ Ribs, fans, the official barbecue restaurant of LSU Athletics, proudly serving the greater Baton Rouge area. Their famous barbecue since 1986. TJ Ribs, the reason for ribs. I bet they sold some ribs today. Again, 1 ball, 2 strikes to Berry. Woods, again, has not had very good command of the off-speed pitches. That one sails outside. He's been much more effective with the fastball, but it's now 2-2.
Now, in Alex Box Stadium, starting to come alive a little bit. This is where it becomes very difficult for an opposing pitcher.
Pearson at second, Cruz at first base. 2-2. Again, sent back foul into the screen. LSU so far today have left 5 men on base. 1 for 7 with runners in scoring position today in game 2. Here's the 2-2 to Berry. Inside, gets away from Gonzalez. That'll advance the runners to second and third and make it a full count now to Jacob Berry. And Woods getting a little wild. Very close to hitting Berry. Good thing for LSU. Again, you'd like to get your man on base, but they are able to advance the runners second and third. And with a great hitter like Berry, he'll have a chance here with a full count.
Georgia will trade a run for an out.
Payoff delivery in the air to center field. Anderson having to trail back. This one is over the wall. 3-run blast for Jacob Berry. And as Buzzy said, one swing of the bat can make it a 1-run game. And Jacob Berry does just that.
Don't have to get them all back in 1 inning, but why not? Gets it to with 1 run. First home run of the year from the right side for Jacob Berry. Just what the Tigers needed late in this game.
Not only the first home run from the right side, but how about straightaway center field at least 400, what do you say, 10 feet?
Absolutely.
We'll get the actual data coming up, but it was a long way out there. So the base is cleared, still nobody out. Cade Doughty stands in. Woods fires. Cade pulls the trigger, fouls it back into the screen.
I mean, can you paint a better picture? Fans on their feet, going crazy. Runners in scoring position. Your best hitter up, gets a fastball, and does what good hitters do.
How big was it him avoiding being hit by a pitch?
Absolutely. Yeah, you don't want your best hitter walking or getting hit by pitches. You want him driving the baseball.
This one to Doughty inside and low. 1 ball, 1 strike now. Cade today 1 for 3 at the plate. His base hit came in the first. Morgan on deck for the Tigers. Raiselman starts to toss for the Tigers in the bullpen. Strike at the belt on the inside corner makes it 1-2. Fastball again from Woods.
Raiselman starting to get loose in LSU's bullpen.
This one going to catch Doughty on the leg. And that will send him to first, so they hit by pitch. And after a magnificent, well, looks like they're going to review it. So they asked Doughty to come back momentarily. The umpires will convene in the infield grass. And we'll go under review once again, brought to you by Acme Oyster House. Jacob Berry puts a bolt of lightning here inside Alex Box Stadium with a 3-run homer. Second 3-run homer by the Tigers today. Down by 4 runs, and now make it a 1-run game, 8-7. So we'll take a look under official review here.
LSU living and dying by the home run, as you said last night. That's how they got all of their runs. You got Pearson with the home run today, Stevenson, and now Berry.
Looking at the review, it comes in, looks like it caroms off the top of the cleat.
Yeah, I think it got him.
You almost can see the trajectory of the baseball change. Again, that one a very hard one to see. We keep seeing it played in forward and reverse in slow-mo, and it looks like the ball changed its path after coming over the top of the cleat. They're still talking about it down there on the headsets. Still nobody out. And he will be at first base, hit by pitch after the review.
Williams hit by pitch. Now batting for LSU, first baseman, Trey Morgan.
So a reliever in the bullpen warming in earnest here. Jaden Wood struck out the side in the bottom of the 6th inning. He's been struck for 3 runs on 1 hit. Jacob Berry over the center field wall. Pitch to Morgan down the middle for a strike at 93 on the gun. It's 0-1. The 0-1 to Morgan. Another fastball, but it misses the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. Morgan today 1 for 3. Doughty with a lead off first. Woods from the stretch delivers. Missing low. Make it 2-1 now to Morgan. Johnson having Raiselman, hard-throwing right-hander, down in the bullpen now for LSU. The 2-1. Morgan went after it, low and away. Swing and a miss, 2-2.
As we told you, Jack Gowan down in the bullpen for Georgia. Gowan is their closer with 8 saves on the year. You got to believe Coach Strickland's wanting Woods to get them through the bottom of the 7th here, and you maybe see Gowan on for a 2-inning save.
Reaches out with a bat. Morgan lifts one, base hit into left field. That's what Trey Morgan can do with the bat in his hand. The pitch down and away, and he just got the bat out there, used the forearms to muscle it into left field. Runners first and second, still nobody out for LSU.
Yeah, I mean, we run out of things to keep saying about Trey Morgan and the way he uses the entire field, but that's just so much bat control. It's so much awareness. You get 2 strikes, not trying to do too much, staying within yourself. All those things you hear, right? That's Trey Morgan in a nutshell. And he's going to make a pitching move here, Coach Strickland is.
Jaden Wood's not going to make it out of the bottom of the 7th inning. His day is done. Tigers have plated 3 runs on 2 hits thus far. Still nobody out. And Georgia calls upon Jack Gowan, the senior right-hander. He'll take over the pitching change powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana. Give you more numbers for Gowan. Tigers will have Thompson coming to the plate with runners first and second when we come back. Georgia up 8-7. This is Fighting Tiger Baseball.
LSU Fighting Tiger Baseball on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Georgia leads. The box coming alive here as the Bulldogs make a pitching change in the bottom of the 7th inning. They call upon Jack Gowan to take over. LSU, thanks to Jacob Berry, cut the lead to 1 with a 3-run bomb to center field. 3 runs on 2 hits for the Tigers thus far. And with runners first and second, nobody out, Jordan Thompson comes to the plate. The Tigers shortstop 1 for 3 on the afternoon.
Gowan, the senior for Georgia, making his 19th appearance of the year. He's 1-0 with a 1.57 ERA. Has an SEC, 8 saves, which is second in the SEC. 23 innings pitched, 12 hits, 4 runs, 10 walks, 35 strikeouts.
First pitch to Thompson, showing bunt. It's high and inside with a 91-mile-an-hour fastball. Thompson bails out, and it's 1-0.
Gowan is Georgia's closer, as I said, second in the SEC with 8 saves, and he's 90 to 94. He's got a fastball, curveball, changeup.
Again showing bunt. This pitch misses outside. Now it's 2-0. Thompson, by the way, has laid down 2 sacrifice bunts this season. Doty was hit by a pitch. He's now down at second base. Morgan with a single dropped into left field. He's at first. Gowan looks in, showing bunt, the 2-0 across the plate as Thompson pulls it back. The fastball in there for a strike, 2-1. From the stretch. Here's the 2-1. Bunt. High bounce and will stay fair. Harbor picks it up. The throw to first. Nice dig by Rogers. Out of the dirt at first base to get Thompson. But Jordan does his job. Lays down the sac bunt. Runners advance second and third. Now 1 out in the bottom of the 7th inning. And Cade Doughty 90 feet away from tying this game up. And they'll call upon Braden Jobert, the DH. 0 for 2 today. Hit by a pitch, got a board in the 2nd inning. Flied out to right in the 3rd, was a strikeout victim in the 6th inning. And they'll intentionally walk Jobert to load the bases. Coach Strickland came out immediately and said, let's load it up. Intentionally walked Jobert. That will bring us to Tyler McManus. He's talking with Jay Johnson on the on-deck circle.
Yeah, right call by Coach Strickland to put Jobert on to face McManus. A couple different things. You obviously don't like Jobert's power potential, but you set up the double play with McManus as the catcher who doesn't run as well.
So now the base is loaded with 1 out. McManus on the day in the 8-hole, 1 for 3. The first pitch from Gowan. Inside and high for ball 1. Gowan, you can tell, max effort guy. Every ounce of the right-hander bringing it to the plate.
Yeah, unlike Woods, you see a lot of different things coming at you. Elbows, arms, knees, hair.
The 1-0 high and inside. 2 balls, no strikes now to McManus. Gowan, as Buzzy told you on the year, 35 strikeouts, 11 walks. In his 8 previous 23 innings of work. Gowan's 2-0. Swing and a miss. McManus chased it away. Off the end of the bat. 2-1.
The hardest thing to do right now as a hitter is just take a step back. You've got the crowd going crazy. You're trying to hit this ball to Tiger Stadium right now with Garth Brooks. You just got to take it easy and let the pitcher provide the power.
High and inside again. Gowan misses. It's 3-1 to Tyler McManus.
A lot of times slowing it up helps. The situation gets quick already. Slowing it up, getting the foot down, and letting that baseball get to you. Travel to the strike zone.
Dare I say, the loudest Alex Box Stadium has been all season. 1 out, bases loaded. Georgia leading 8-7. The 3-1. Down the middle for a strike. Big pitch by Gowan. Fills it up 3-2.
Yeah, big pitch. I wouldn't think McManus had the tape there, but maybe a pitch that he wasn't comfortable with or wanted to make Gowan work a little harder.
Payoff delivery. Swung on and fouled back into the screen. McManus stays alive to swing again. Josh Stevenson on deck for the Tigers. McManus currently at the plate. Doughty at 3rd, Morgan at 2nd, Jobert on the intentional walk at first base. Georgia leading 8-7 here in game 2. Gowan comes set. Payoff delivery. Again, McManus sends it back into the screen. Foul. Looks in. 3-2 delivery. Inside. Fastball. Swing and a miss. McManus down on strikes. And Gowan with a huge punch out there. Records out number 2. Releases a little pressure. But not out of the woods yet. Josh Stevenson. How many times this season do we talk about a young man, true freshman, legacy player here for LSU, come up in a spot see what he offers here. He's 1 for 3, had the 3-run home run in the second inning to tie the game. First pitch to the left-hander. Outside for ball 1. The center fielder shaded towards left center to the left-handed hitting Stevenson, and this one a one-hopper to first base. Rogers gets it on the hop and will step on the bag for out number 3. So the Tigers late 3 runs. They do it on 2 hits. A 3-run blast from Jacob Berry over the center field wall makes it a 1-run ball game. Gowan comes in and finds the outs the Bulldogs need. They hold on to the 1-run lead as we head to the top of the 8th inning. Back after this. This is Fighting Tiger Baseball.
LSU Fighting Tiger Baseball on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
If you love great college baseball, well, Alec Box Stadium delivering today in this game 2 between Georgia and LSU. Bulldogs lead 8-7 as we head to the top of the 8th. McAllister, Rogers, and Gonzalez do up 7, 8, and 9 hitters. Coach Jay Johnson making a change on the mound. We'll see the strong throwing right-hander Eric Raiselman again for the 2nd time in this series. Last night, only pitched a 1/3 of an inning. 1 walk, no strikeouts, gave up no hits, no runs. Just like Riley Cooper, Raiselman has been so effective in these spots for the Tigers this year. McAllister stands in. He's 2 for 2 at the plate. He's been effective for the Bulldogs. Raiselman fires, swing and a miss, 96. Right out of the blocks, and it's 0-1.
Raiselman making his 21st appearance of the year. He's 1-1 with a 2.03 ERA. He does have 2 saves. 26 2/3 innings pitched, 18 hits, 6 earned runs, 12 walks, 42 strikeouts.
Swung out and fouled out of play right side. McAllister quickly down to the count 0-2. The shortstop for the Dogs, a double in the second. Came in to score on the home run. Or rather, not on the home run, but came in after hitting the double. They drove him in the second inning to make it a 3-0 Georgia lead. Had a base hit as well in the 4th. High fastball, 97, swing and a miss. McAllister done. 1 gone. Strikeout for Raiselman. Brought to you by Super One Foods. Great quality at super low prices. That's pretty efficient on the mound.
That's a little hardest. See if you can hit it. Don't complicate the game when you throw the ball 96, 97, at times 98 miles an hour. See how far they can hit it.
Cheney Rogers, the first baseman, made a solid play at first to end that rally for LSU in the bottom of the 7th. First pitch, Fastball down the middle, 0-1. Rogers today 2 for 3. Last night 1 for 4 in game 1. He had a single with an RBI in the second inning to bring in McAllister. Caught looking in the fourth, had a double with 2 RBI in the 6th inning. The 0-1 high and outside from Raiselman. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, I thought that was the biggest hit for Georgia. Certainly in this game was the double in the 6th to drive in 2. He put a good at bat together. Was looking to drive something to the outfield to just get the run in, and was able to get it over Cruz's head in center field.
Raiselman, a couple of rocks, now comes set. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss. 96 miles per hour. Right down the pike, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Rogers. When you talk about the effectiveness of LSU's bullpen this season, I think some of it has to do with the differing styles and weaponry this bullpen offers. The 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss. 98 on the gun. Rogers retired. You got guys who can come in, talk about Cooper, deliver the breaking ball, fastball from left-hander 90-91. Jacob Hasty, who can use the breaking ball, also has an effective left-handed fastball. And then you go to Raiselman, who you know what's coming. It's going to be pure fire. But again, it keeps batters off balance, looking at different pitchers with different repertoire. And Gonzalez stands in. He's 1 for 3, the catcher for the Dogs with 2 outs. First pitch, Raiselman, strike on the outside corner. One of the places you can do absolutely nothing with, and it's 0-1.
I think early in the season and even midway through the season, you know, we heard Coach Jay Johnson talk about how he was going to use a lot of different pitchers to get a lot of different outs, and we weren't sure of that recipe when they were struggling in some games and trying to figure out. He's figured out the recipe of this bullpen.
Swing and a foul ball off the bat of Gonzalez, and Raiselman ahead again, 0-2. Bottom of the 8th inning, LSU will have Pearson, Cruz, and Berry. Again, the top of the order due up. Gowan effective coming in relief, the closer for the Bulldogs. They're in the bottom of the 7th. First things first with 2 outs. The 0-2. Raiselman fires, swing and a miss, and he struck out the side. The 97-mile-an-hour heater does the trick. Raiselman with 3 strikeouts. And Georgia done 3 up, 3 down in the top of the 8th inning. Top of the order due up for LSU. They trail by a run here in game 2, 8-7. Back after this. This is Fighting Tiger Baseball.
Back to live coverage of LSU Fighting Tiger Baseball on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Always love to have a great baseball contest, and we have got it here today. Georgia and LSU battling it out in game 2, 8-7. Georgia holding on to the lead. Both teams have had opportunities with the lead today. Georgia got out in front early, 3-0. LSU would explode for 4 runs in the bottom of the second to make it a 4-3 LSU lead. Georgia ties it up top of the 5th, 4-all. Takes the lead in the 6th with 2 runs, 6-4. Adds 2 more in the 7th to make it 8-4. And then LSU with 3 runs on the 3-run homer by Berry in the bottom of the 7th makes it 8-7. That's where we are. And Josh Pearson again will lead it off just like the Tigers did in the bottom of the 7th inning. Pitch to Pearson. Inside missing from Gowan. Gets away from Gonzalez. And it's 1 ball, no strikes. The freshman Pearson today 2 for 3. A double, a solo home run, and a board last time by way of walk in the 7th, which set up that 3-run homer by Berry. Gowan's 1-0 pitch. Letter high fastball, strike, 1-1. Pearson again will have to beat the shift. Here's the 1-1. Nice breaking ball. Floats in, catches the inside corner. Gets Gowan ahead, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now they will trade the shift. They'll bring Harbor, the third baseman, out there to shallow right field. They'll bring Acton back in onto the infield dirt. And McAllister will move a little left of second base. Again, nothing but real estate to the left side of the diamond. The 1-2. Just missed the inside corner. Again, Pearson with a good eye. The fastball from Gowan. Hit on the knees. 2-2 the count. Bouncer down the first base line. Rogers going to get it, and they'll say foul. Ruled foul at home plate.
I think they called off his foot in the box.
How about that? Rogers fielded it, heard the foul ball, and then tossed it, but Gowan had already seen it was called a foul ball. Nobody was at home. The ball just sailed into foul territory. But again, ruled a foul ball. It'll be 2-2. Looked a little bit like Bad News Bears for a moment, but they knew what they were doing.
Exactly.
2-2 the count to Pearson. Gowan again fires. Swing and a miss. High fastball up and in. Pearson down on strikes for the first time today. 1 away here in the bottom of the 8th inning. That'll bring Dylan Cruz.
Yeah, Gowan's fastball plays a little harder than what it reads. We've seen 90, or Scout Report says 90 to 94 from the fastball. We've seen more 90, 91, but when he elevates that thing, it comes off kind of, as you said, Chris, there's a lot of coming at you. Arm, elbow, hair, knees. I mean, it's a max effort at you, and so it looks a lot different.
It's an off-speed delivery, over for a strike. Nicely done by Gowan. And it's 0-1. Dylan Cruz reached base twice today by way of walk. Aboard on a fielder's choice as well. And then fouled out, foul territory, first base side. So officially 0 for 2 on the day. Fastball from Gowan, looked outside, but home plate umpire Danny Cricks calls it a strike on the corner, and it's 0-2. Again, Gowan, the guy that Coach Strickland relies on late in contest with his team out in front. The 0-2 pitch, this one well outside for ball 1.
I think it needs to be said, Gowan is 8 for 8 this year in save opportunities.
That's pretty good, I hear.
I'll say, I know there's a lot of tough places to play in the SEC. I could go through the whole list and name them. Getting the final few outs here at Alex Box Stadium is as tough as any.
Called strike 3 with a pitch at the letters. Another fastball, and Cruz down on strikes. He's not happy with the call. But Gowan records out number 2.
Yeah, look, those pitches are up in the zone. I don't want to say that they're balls, but they're definitely in the upper part of the strike zone. The thing I'll say, whether you think it's a strike or a ball, or Danny Cricks has been pretty consistent about calling that high pitch all day today. So whether you can argue about that, you can't argue about what he's been calling, and that pitch has been called a strike.
So now we'll see Jacob Berry. Berry had the 3-run homer, straightaway center field. But now batting from the left side with a right-handed throwing Gowan. Here's a ground ball, backhanded by McAllister at short. The throw to first beats Berry in time for out number 3. So the Tigers go quietly here. In the bottom of the 8th inning, they still trail by a run, 8-7. The Dogs with a 1-run lead. They'll have their top of the order coming to the plate: Anderson, Acton, and Tate. Back to the box after this. This is Fighting Tiger Baseball.
LSU Fighting Tiger Baseball on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Game 1 last night between Georgia and LSU. 17 hits in that contest. LSU won 6-2. Here in Game 2, a combined 23 hits between the Dogs and Tigers. Georgia with 13 hits, LSU with 10. Georgia leads 8-7 as we head to the top of the 9th inning. Eric Razelman out there on the mound for LSU. Struck out the side in the top of the 8th inning after coming in. Now facing the top of the order for the Bulldogs, Ben Anderson leads it off. Righty on lefty matchup. Razelman fires, and a darting foul ball into the dugout of Georgia. Luckily misses everyone, catches the screen, and you don't see a baseball come off the screen and land back on the playing surface very often, and that time it did. That's how sharply hit that was off the bat of Anderson. But it's 0-1. Razelman fires. Inside the pitch is swing and a miss for Anderson, and it's 0-2. Readjust the glove. Now we'll dig back in. Leadoff hitter 1 for 3 for the Dogs so far today. Razelman fires, and again a swing and a foul into the screen. Remains 0-2. Tomorrow's game 3, 1 o'clock. Tigers taking last night 6-2. Razelman's 0-2 pitch, missing high, ball 1.
So I won't be able to be here. Have my oldest daughter's first communion, but you guys are in for a treat tomorrow. I've got some inside information, Chris. First pitch being thrown out. LSU or Louisiana people love champions. First pitch being thrown out, but none other than Drew Brees. He'll throw out the first pitch.
This one misses outside from Razelman. 2-2.
Be in Baton Rouge tomorrow, so there's a little nugget for you.
Wow, yeah. Look at you in the know.
Yeah, look,
you got friends.
Yeah, I got people in low places.
Boy. I walked right into that one.
Yeah, he teed that one up.
2-2 the count to Anderson. The pitch, reaches out with the bat, stays alive, gets a piece, foul ball, still 2-2. Well, I imagine there'll be a few people taking the Garth Brooks concert tonight. Plenty of RVs, just like on a football game day around here. They may be able to wake up tomorrow, certainly in time for a 1 o'clock first pitch, make their way over to the box. 2-2. Called strike 3. Anderson let it go. Letter high fastball from Razelman. He now has 4 strikeouts. He's faced 4 batters. He has 4 Ks.
Well, you know how I know I'm getting old, Chris, is when Drew Brees was first signed with the Saints back in 2006. We were playing down in New Orleans at Zephyr Field. I was a freshman. Drew Brees wasn't even his first year yet. Threw out the first pitch then, and he's not even a Saint. And he's retired, and he's throwing out a pitch here in Alex Box Stadium.
And he played quite a while.
He did.
Yeah. This one's fouled off by Acton. Not to add insult to injury.
No, I appreciate it. No, it's good.
It's 0-1 to Acton. Acton today is 2 for 3. Again, the Georgia lineup, an offensive-minded team, and they've done very well at the plate. Acton had the 2-run homer in the first, base hit in the third. There's a strike on the outside corner. Belt high, and it's 0-2 now to Acton with 1 away. 97-mile-an-hour heater from Razelman. We know the velocity's there with these warm temperatures. Nice afternoon. Expect nothing less than upper 90s. The 0-2 way upstairs. One got loose from Razelman. 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Acton. Georgia expecting to start a left-hander tomorrow, and Liam Sullivan in game 3 to be determined by the Tigers in the 3rd game of this series. The 1-2, another high fastball. This time Acton just touched the ball to stay alive. Still 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Garrett Edwards is down in LSU's bullpen, starting to just toss the baseball around.
Again, if you go to the Garth Brooks concert tonight, stay in and around campus. We invite you out for game 3 tomorrow, starting at 1 o'clock. Say there'll be a few people rising tomorrow at the crack of noon following tonight's show.
They might not get home till the crack of noon.
The 1-2 in the air to left field. Oh boy, this one on its way and into the left field landing. Opposite field home run for Acton. And Georgia adds another run to make it 9-7. Acton with his 2nd home run of the day.
Almost a carbon copy of the homer back in the 1st inning. That one might have went maybe 3 rows, 4 rows higher than the one back in the 1st, but a ball that was just ripped to the opposite field and took off.
Acton 1 home run coming in. He's got 2 today, give him 3 on the season, and that's a big one for Georgia to make it a 9-7 ball game. 14th hit by the Dogs here today. Still just 1 out. Connor Tate coming in. So after 4 strikeouts, Razelman gives up the home run. This one missing outside with a fastball. It's 1-0. That's the first home run given up by Razelman on the year. 1-0. Misses away. They'll appeal down to first. Jeff Head says no, and it's 2 balls, no strikes to Connor Tate.
Razelman at 24 pitches on the afternoon, and the reason that's important, he only threw 8 last night, but if LSU's not able to come back in this game and win, make sure you have him available for tomorrow afternoon game.
2-0 delivery. Fouled back into the backstop. 2-1. In Georgia, after taking an early lead 3-0, have been able to manufacture runs after falling behind 4-3. A run in the 5th, 2 in the 6th, 2 in the 7th, and after the Tigers made it a 1-run game, Acton with another home run to left field Makes it 9-7 here in the ninth. 2-1 in the air, a mile high to right field. Pearson going back. He'll run out of room, and a solo shot off the bat of Connor Tate. Tate with his second home run of the game, third home run of the series, and Georgia now leads 10-7. Raiselman with 2 home runs given up. His first 2 of the season, all coming here in the top of the ninth to the Georgia Bulldogs. And Jay Johnson now is on his way out.
Garrett Edwards has been throwing and made the call. That will be Garrett Edwards coming in the game.
So they'll make a call to the bullpen here. Tigers were down by a run, 8-7. Georgia getting some separation with 2 home runs, solo shots. They now lead 10-7. Pitch and change powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana. Back after this. This is Fighting Tiger Baseball.
Back to live coverage of LSU Fighting Tiger Baseball on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Georgia's offense has been clutch here in game 2, and after giving up 3 runs to the Tigers in the bottom of the 7th to make it a possible nail-biter. Still not out of reach, but Georgia trying to give themselves some insurance runs. They get 2 solo home runs in the top of the 9th, and they now lead 10-7. Raiselman exits to the first base dugout. Garrett Edwards now called upon with 1 out in the top of the 9th. Trying to find 2 outs, give the Tigers a chance in the bottom of the 9th to tie or walk it off.
Garrett Edwards making his 9th appearance of the year, has a 4.91 ERA, 7 1/3 innings pitched, giving up 8 hits, 4 earned runs, 4 walks, and 7 strikeouts.
Corey Collins, the DH, a left-hander, awaits the first delivery. It's a strike from Edwards. Outside corner makes it 0-1. Collins today in the cleanup spot, 1 for 4. Single came way back in the first inning. Couple of strikeouts and a flyout so far for the left-handed hitter. Nobody on and 1 out. Edwards 0-1. Low and inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Credit the Georgia offense. LSU had this place at a fever pitch just mere moments ago. In the bottom of the 7th inning, with a chance to tie, possibly take the lead. They made it a 1-run ball game as that one misses low from Edwards to make it 2-1. Georgia coming in with the 2 solo home runs, 10 runs on 15 hits tonight. This pitch from Edwards way inside, gets away from McManus. Now 3-1 to Collins.
Georgia has continued to put pressure on LSU inning after inning.
Here's the 3-1 pitch. Hammered foul down the third base line. Fills the count now 3-2 to Collins. I mean, the difference in game 1 and game 2, and that's what makes baseball what it is. Always another chance to come out the next day and improve. Georgia struggled with runners in scoring position last night. They were over in the game in that 6-2 loss. Tonight, or rather today, as this pitch misses low for ball 4, Edwards gives up the walk. That'll put Collins aboard with 1 out. But today, Georgia 3 for 7 with runners in scoring position, 429. LSU much more effective with runners in scoring position last night. Again, not bad, but 2 of 10 in today's game, while leaving 8 men on base. Time call. McManus out there to visit with Garrett Edwards with 1 out and a man on, and now facing Parks Harbor, the third baseman.
Well, our coach that just retired, Coach Paul Maneri, that was his big statistic that he used to, or not statistic, but that was a big point of emphasis, was what do you do with runners in scoring position? What is your average? I don't care if your average is 240, but if you hit 390 when guys are at second and third base, you can play for me. And it's who drives in the runs and who leaves guys on base. That's a big statistic in the game.
First pitch to Harbor, misses low from Edwards. 1-0. Bulldog third baseman really has come out swinging today. 3 for 4. A couple of base hits and a solo home run his last at bat in the 7th. This one misses from Edwards. Middle infield. Got Thompson playing deep in the 6th spot here with a right-handed hitter, Harbor. Love the opportunity to turn 2. As the 2-0 pitch misses low and inside. Now 3-0.
Give you Trent Vittmeyer's final numbers. He went an inning of work, gave up 2 hits, 2 runs, no walks, 2 strikeouts. Razelman went an inning and a third, gave up 2 hits, 2 runs, no walks, and 4 strikeouts.
3-0 pitch. Strike at the letters to make it 3-1. Runner at first. 3-1 count. Edwards to the plate. There's a strike to fill it up 3-2. Edwards comes set. Here's the payoff pitch. In the air, right center field. This one hit a long way, and this one again is going to be out of here. Parks Harbor, 2nd home run of the game. 3rd home run here in the top of the 9th inning, and it's now 12-7. Georgia building separation here in the top of the 9th.
I don't know if it's opposite field homer day for Georgia, but that is the 4th home run to the opposite field. Whatever the Georgia Bulldogs did for pregame batting practice, just they need to write that one down and try to savor that. They put on a clinic of hitting the ball with authority to the opposite field today.
So still just 1 out. And we'll see Dwight Allen II, who came in as a replacement in right field, bat for the first time. Pitch to the right-hander. Strike from Edwards, and it's 0-1. Edwards Edwards, 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Allen batting for just the 26th time this year. An even .200 average. Does have one home run on the year. And LSU still trying to find the second and third out here in the top of the ninth. Misses the outside corner, does Edwards. It's 1-2.
Well, this is Garrett Edwards' game to finish up. All we need is 2 outs. Nobody in the LSU bullpen. This is, hey, young man, try to figure some things out and get us back in the dugout.
1-2. Misses low and inside. Now 2-2 to Allen. Georgia, 4 runs, 3 hits, 3 home runs. Here in the top of the ninth inning, it was an 8-7 Bulldog lead. It's now 12-7. 2-2. Called strike 3, and Allen down on strikes. That's the second out of the inning. So Edwards records his first strikeout in relief.
Batting for Georgia.
Yeah, good pitch right there. I don't know if Allen right there thought differently or wanted to argue with the pitch, but can't get much better. Right at the knees down Broadway.
So now McAllister will take a half-hearted swing and chase one outside for a strike, and it's 0-1. The 0-1 slap base hit into left field. McAllister delivers his third hit of the day. And the Bulldogs keep it going here in the top of the ninth inning. 2-out single. Now we'll see Cheney Rogers, the first baseman, who's 2 for 4. That bottom of the lineup for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, they've been tough.
6 for 12. 7, 8, and 9 hitters.
Yeah, Harbor in the 5 spot was 4 for 5. Connor Tate 2 for 5. Acton 3 for 4. You've got 5 guys in the starting lineup with multiple hit games.
Swing and a miss by Rogers. Chases the pitch from Edwards, and it's 0-2. Runner at first. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Outside from Edwards, 1-1.
Garrett Edwards out of Picken, Louisiana. Sophomore, 6'5", 195 pounds.
The 1-1. Outside misses, ball 2, 2-1. Been a back and forth game. Georgia led by as many as 3. LSU led by 1, but now the largest lead of the game is 5. 12-7 as Edwards blows this one by Rogers. Swing and a miss makes it 2-2. With 2 outs, the 2-2, called strike 3, and that'll do it. Rogers down on strikes. Edwards with 2 punch outs in the inning, but Georgia 3 home runs, 4 runs, 4 hits. They lead 12-7. Last chance for LSU. Bottom of the ninth here at the box. Tigers will have due up Doty, Morgan, and Thompson. 4, 5, and 6. This is Fighting Tiger baseball.
LSU Fighting Tiger Baseball on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
LSU down to their final 3 outs, trailing 12-7 to Georgia. Bulldogs trying to even up the series, 1 game apiece. Again, Jack Gowan, highly heralded closer for the Bulldogs on the mound. He'll face off against Doty, Morgan, and Thompson for LSU. Cade Doty today 1 for 3. LSU trailing by 5 runs. Gowan fires, misses high, 1-0. We're going to go back to the outing today by Jonathan Cannon. Went 5 innings. Was not stellar. He'd be the first to tell you. 8 hits, 4 runs, all 4 earned, 1 walk, just 1 strikeout. There's a strike to Doty to make it 1-1. But I think it's fair to say, Buzzy, he did enough, competed, battled. After giving up the 4 runs in the bottom of the second, really settled down, and LSU unable to kind of build some distance. Only held that 1-run lead until Georgia tied it up and then went ahead. There's a strike to Doty on a fastball from Gowan to make it 1-2. I mean, you look at Cannon, 5 innings. Woods came in, struck out the side in the first inning in relief, got into trouble, gave up 3 runs, all 3 earned, and now you hand it over to Gowan. Bulldogs have to be happy with the overall pitching today as Doty sends this one back foul into the screen. It's 1-2.
Well, I think that'd be the message Coach Jay Johnson would tell his team is, look, you put up a spot in the second, a spot in the 7th, but it's never enough, and you don't know what's ever enough in a game. You just got to, when you have opportunities, you've got to always drive in that run as that pitch misses upstairs. You've always got to drive in the run when you have the opportunity. Always got to compete. You can't think you've got the game figured out. And I'll tell you, up here in the booth, even when it got to about the 3rd, 4th inning, LSU, even though it was a 1-run game, it seemed like LSU had much control of the game, and they really didn't.
This one misses inside, didn't break enough for Gowan, and that'll fill the count to Cade Doty. The Tigers, of course, need base runners. It helps when you get the leadoff man aboard.
I'll tell you, though, if you'd have told me before the game, Cannon and Money are gone. Not that Money's been spectacular as of late. We know what he can do. We've seen Cannon's number. If you'd have told me it had been a 12-7 game, would have never believed you.
This one misses high, and Doty earns the base on balls, and the Tigers get a runner on. That'll bring up Trey Morgan.
First baseman, Trey Morgan.
Tiger first baseman, 2 for 4 today. Grounded out to the pitcher Cannon in the first inning. Popped up foul, third base side to Harbor back in the 3rd, and then in the 5th and 7th delivered singles. Both opposite field. Left-hander awaits. Gowan fires, and the fastball. Swing and a miss. 0-1. Doty will extend his lead off of first here. The Tigers need every inch they can find. The 0-1. Missed high from Gowan. Morgan stays away, and it's 1-1. Gowan looks in, and now will step off. Again, time call. Gowan seems to be complaining a little bit, wants to have Gonzalez come out and join him. Not sure if he wasn't happy with the signs or just unable to pick up the signs, but before making a mistake, Gowan wisely calls for time. He and Gonzalez confer briefly with a 1-1 count to Morgan. You made the point in the bottom of the 7th inning. LSU trailing, unable to find 5 runs with 1 swing of the bat. You just got to chip away as this one misses from Gowan. Make it 2-1 now to Morgan. LSU came close, just 1 run shy of tying the game in that 7th inning. getting 2 men aboard early, and then Jacob Berry providing the firepower with the home run. 2-1. One hopper to second, could be two. Acton flips to McAllister. The throw to first in time for a hobbled Trey Morgan, again still nursing a knee injury, unable to beat it out, and Georgia records out number 2 here in the bottom of the 9th inning. 1 out away from evening up the series.
Yeah, I think, I know a healthy Trey Morgan probably beats that out, because that took one too many bounces for it to be that big of a double play. But it brings me back to the double play where Morgan was called out for not sliding. I think the knee had something to do with that as well. Now that I think about it, if he can relieve any pressure off of that, whether it be sliding or running, he's going to do that, and that's probably what happened there.
Thompson to the plate, first pitch high and inside. It's 1-0. Yeah, if interference is going to be called, I think, again, you'd like to have that play back. Keeps you going in that inning. But I think overall the bigger picture is you do not want Trey Morgan doing anything to aggravate that knee that he's still trying to get back to 100%. There's a strike from Gowan to make it 1-1. One pitch. Apparently missed outside. 2-1. See the traffic across the way again for those who are here at the box. I want to pay attention to police and personnel on the way out of here. 2-1. Thompson lifts it, foul territory, first base side. Chaney Rogers has it in foul territory, and Georgia has evened up the series, taking game 2 by a final of 12-7. The Bulldogs pick up their 30th win of the year, move to 30-13, now 12-8 in the SEC for the Fighting Tigers of LSU. 28-14, now 11-9 in SEC play. Rubber match coming up tomorrow. First pitch 1 o'clock. Game 3, Georgia and LSU. Coming up, we'll crank up the Fighting Tiger 10th inning show. Take a look at the highlights, the stats,